Valence talked about how they're trying to solve that. For Sentinels, it seems like there's such a young crew is coming along so well, right? To win your first game without John Cutie has to bolster the young ones and also reassure the veterans you're doing the right thing, as Baby Bay just misses by a hair on that peak.
You could see he's a little bit antsy in this game for Baby Bay because that was a free kill onto Jonah P. And that dart was looking to go all the way across here from the B side to A. So it gives an indication for G2 that they're trying to pump fake with the recon towards the A side and finish for mid control to B potentially, which is why you're already seeing the rotate from G2, playing two of them on the top of middle, getting ready to crossfire, getting ready to flood out if Baby Bay is able to see somebody here.
Cortezia takes one, a dangerous position here for Valen, but he's going to stay right up in the fight, even 30
Hey,
seconds
good trades by
no
SEN. They're in a pocket. Nice clear.
Jerwin smelled something funky in the situation. Trent goes down, and now there's a bit of alert that Baby Bay also sniffs out. Sentinels cannot seem to get an angle here, but they do get the plant down, and they have 4 for the post plant.
Nice for them to stay grouped up together too. The bonus round for G2 didn't have the strongest of weapons because they've lost a lot of it in that second round against Sentinels. I do like too that Sentinels played it very slowly this time around as well, just to figure out where G2 could be positioning across the map, because if you're looking at the first couple of rounds, it was a lot of A orb control, work down towards that middle. Is there going to be anybody setting up crossfires here? Where's Baby Bay also being posted up? Now they've realized here that Baby Bay tried to go for a push down towards the elbow, and you might start posting some of those lurks on that side, maybe having John Cutie there to try to lock him down so you could work that map slowly. If anything, what we've been praising for Sentinel's return and resurgence this time around for the stage is how good John Cutie has been in terms of calling for the team. Not only is he good at fragging, but if you listen to both
bonus
Brendan
by
and
SEN.
Show on the broadcast against Loud, he was calling a masterclass on Lotus, which is going to be our second map. So to continue to have him, to give him time so they could think about these mid-round calls and whatnot is going to continue to be dangerous for G2 on the defensive side. So I think that you don't want to give him too much time to think and try to be more proactive around the map as well, and try to still maintain, you know, the drive here for G2, stay in the steering wheel as well for the series.
Yeah, John didn't skip a beat. coming
Let
back,
me
like you
see.
said. And then even
Let me
without
check
him, the
Twitch real
stats
quick.
just seem to be there.
Might be just because I booted it up.
Redux to see the core of the team still work like that without the guy that's been calling the shots the whole time.
On top of that, post-surgery too.
Yeah.
Didn't skip a beat.
He's good to go.
All right. Orb is good here. Now we have the Reckoning available for John Cutie. The thing is right now is that they haven't really realized where Baby Bay is currently being posted up. So for me, it gives an inkling that you're trying to get the Reckoning and you're trying to use your double duelists to really flood into these B sites just to try to take down that chamber. But you have the setup from both Trent and Leaf to play the Shock Dart Snake Bite until it comes down so they could stall a little bit more here and not get as affected by the Reckoning that's attempted by Sentinels potentially here.
That rotation is going to come over from Jogamo, so it has to be Cortezia to watch it as the team starts to enter the site. It's not going to be loud, actually quiet off that paranoia.
Good recon from Trent, though. That trades it right back. Now it's just trying to delay, waiting for your team to rotate across, and G2 is just making sure that there's no lurks around. Nice shot by Cortezia with the lurk from elbow, though. That's a huge advantage for Sentinels to close out this round.
Can they squeeze in from tunnel? Looks like everybody can try to come from the same spot. That means they can back each other up. This is what we were worried about, that entrance from right across the middle of the map. Cortezia still able to split a few of the fights here and draw their look towards the spawn area. Still a fight, tempting it. Actually, Jonah P gives himself up for a moment there, but John Cutie goes for the shots. Crouches to dodge Valen's return and is able to get the second for another round on Sentinel's side.
And that's a good thing to have in the core of the Sentinel team right now. When we talk about the huge win cons is the calling from John Cutie, the consistency of Cortezia when he needs to step up to the plate. Yes, he maybe had a crazy game with a noted against Cloud9, but when it comes down to the lurk potentials, the opening kills that he has for our team, Cortezia is already good for that, always good for that, rather. And John Cutie is always even better in the clutch.
That near sight blast, they were not expecting it.
That was
just
a nice
kinda
one.
Standing in the corner like, oh, yeah, we didn't expect to get caught by Util here. And maybe we'll be playing a bit further back when they're expecting a hit. This time, though, Baby Bay already outside sight with safe rendezvous exit. This is kind of what played for them in the pistol round. They were able to get a lot of early info and pin down where Sentinels
Okay,
was
it's
before the
fixed, it's fixed, it's fixed.
Sentinels understand the state of this round too, that G2 will be low on economy. This Outlaw is already coming out for Jerwin, and they're trying to give him that responsibility a little bit too. It almost feels like he's let loose a little bit more ever since they've had like the 4 or 5 months of practice here for Sentinels since they missed
G2 on a
out
half
on
buy.
Santiago, on Chile.
10 HP for Jog off that. It's just
Trying
a game.
to reply at the same time for that side for G2. I saw the shot dart come in from
Yeah,
Trent,
it seems like a hit off of double doors.
Grab well to maybe do the extra double damage to maybe do some kills on it, but it's running it out towards this A site.
They're really liking this double door entry. There's always a member from G2 right there to take
mini map
down.
moment.
The site is a little bit more broken open.
30 seconds left.
It calms for a moment, but Cortezia makes sure to take down Leaf immediately when those walls drop here. And it's just Trent trying to relay enough info as Baby Bay creeps around. By the time he gets there, I think it'll reset and they'll already be looking for him.
They haven't expected it yet, though.
What's
Baby
up,
continues to move forward.
chat?
Okay, Cortezia
What's
finally watches
up?
it, but as he was creeping up, there was
It was close.
an opportunity there. The Sentinel should be in a good spot from now on, especially now that Trent breaks out the orb. They know that he's still playing towards yellow. And that's the reason why. Trent's just trying to make some noise so that Baby Bay could swing out, but I love that Sentinel stays stoic in this scenario.
Okay, 1v2.
21 HP makes it tough.
Big kill by John.
Beauty makes it impossible. A third round for Sentinels.
Do I
Just like
stream daily? I don't. Fortunately, I have a job.
This will be the first time as well that the economy is finally good enough.
But
for
I
G2
stream
to
when
get
I
the
can.
operator out onto Baby Bay, so that might change the style as well of their approach.
Okay.
There's going to be a lot of those too, especially now that Jurno has switched over into this Neon role. It's also trying to be quick and create some
Do I
extra
play any
avenues
other
and obstacles
games?
that the rest of the team could flood behind that. So
I only
Another reason why
play
potentially
sports
have that
games and
change
Valorant, I think.
from Jerwin
Other than that,
into
maybe
a little
like
more of a fast lane
Battlefront,
type agent with the Neon.
some poker.
You see the button pressed by Josh.
But
RT
mostly
there as Cortezia starts heating
2K,
up.
maybe
He had
some Red Dead.
Fantastic games. The Summit over the few weeks has been incredible as well. So
Yep,
we'll see if he
yep.
can keep it going here. And Josh just wants to put a stop to that and get the team sorted back out here from the defensive side.
And you're happy for the Sentinels camp as well.
Yeah, there's
that
a
this
lot of
small change is
games
actually
out.
paying dividends so far to
You play
really
with your friends or
snowball
mostly
some good rounds, and
alone?
since
I
the
mostly
rifle round,
play
since
with
they're-
friends.
they had enough economy going there.
I think the only games I play alone are
themselves played this map was against 100 Thieves, and it was fairly one-sided. 100 Thieves looking
only
very
games I
strong
play
with this
alone
composition of
are
this triple
probably
slice, Phoenix, Harbor,
some of the sports
and Neon,
games.
and, yeah,
Like
it's hard to deal with.
2K has
One
a
of the
career
best teams that we
mode.
have in America's on this map, but Sentinels
Skate.
are looking quite good against
Yeah,
G2 so far.
yeah.
Now let's talk about that operator, right? So they are trying to get Baby Bay to move a little
So
bit
yeah,
more
I've been
forward
mostly
towards
focused
this
on
Neon
Valorant.
because of the start that Sentinels has had. It almost feels free for the orbs to get picked up every single time on that side, so
Yeah.
they want to contest that.
Contest the orbs. One thing
Hey,
I
we
like about the
gotta-
way Sentinels is playing is if there is that op, now you're splitting
Odd
the site
default.
and not giving him as much
Oh,
range to
we're
play
threatening
with.
bottom,
And they're gonna
or we're
feed
threatening double
that
doors
trap
going
from last
into
round.
a B
Nicely
split.
detected here by Trent. A quick owl drone. Lets them know
They got
there's
info
some
on
trickery
Leaf.
about, but the middle of the map
They
is
got
looking
info
quite
on
free
both
here
of
for
the site
Sentinels to do what
players.
they want. Leaf quickly trades back on site, but it's scattered.
Well, I know you
They
doesn't
don't know
get
how much
side,
chaos has
doesn't
been
he?
caused now, and the rest of Sentinels just make B site their home.
Hey, I
Beautiful
will
drone by
definitely
Jonah
check
P as
out your
well, just to
art.
open up the site and allow the players to spam through these smokes. And as you had some nice little trade-offs here and there, it makes it even more difficult now for G2 to try to fight. Because now you're trying to retake inside a pit, but John just got caught with his pants down. It might give a green light for G2 to start moving in, especially now that they have the Cosmic Divide.
Baby Bay still down the scope, so they're going to be the spearheads heading in for the side of G2. That's Valen and Jogamo.
They have to activate quickly, though, because Jonah P has a Hunter's Fury, and he's just going to stay outside towards B main the whole time.
Slide into the site to the tag. It's a good kill as Redux goes for the
2v2.
hot hands. Cost him his life. Not a lot of time as the Cosmic Divide drops. They hear the beep on the spike.
No one's
and
on
they realize
spike.
this is all for nothing if they're still in the
Damn.
site. G2 has to head out another
Center playing
round
good.
coming in for Sentinels, even after the timeout.
Oh. Trying to cut the rotate as well. Trying to get the Vandal out of the hands of Jogimo, but Jonah P couldn't do it. But that's just great repositioning by Cortezia inside that pit. After his teammates are just trying to stall as much as they could. Throwing hot hands onto the ground, trying to stall as much as they can so that Jonah P could guarantee the round with the Hunter's Fury. But Cortezia just does his job by keeping this pit up the whole time. Even gets that backstab as you just saw here onto Valen, and that allows here for Sentinels to stuff that timeout that Josh R. Teaches called 2 rounds ago.
The Vandal inside the Viper pit too. This guy just doesn't care. No. Using what he likes, and he's super effective with whatever gun. He's been using the Odin lately too on other maps. So we'll see where Sen decides to go here. Spike seems to be a little bit more tame than the rest of the team here, putting themselves up front side B.
And G2's look so far seems to be very similar to how they played against Crew, because Crew had a little bit of a compositional change, playing a double dive, just trying to go for the hit after hit. So G2 has been playing a lot of like 2-1-2s, focusing on the extremities, passive plays, trying to react on the flood retakes. But Sentinels have done a great job controlling that on that previous round that you just saw, but they needed a pit.
Hey, threatening a B split again. They have control
as they start to show a hand at
of the spawn space outside of A main.
A-side split.
Really using the whole map in a lot of these rounds to see what they can hear.
G2 aren't really getting proactive. They might start to change that up.
And then these executions, creating every angle they want with their
And
this is huge.
Baby Bay still
but
finds
they're
the gap
trapped in the
with
corner.
utility, though.
That
He's
kill
gonna
was
cross,
big
he finds
from Baby
another
Bay.
one.
30 seconds left.
They're bunkering site.
The protection now as the rest of the team gets in
Ooh,
position.
John with
Cutie, however,
2.
turns the tide of the fight now. Trent answers with a Guardian through the smokes as they can just fire into this pile of agents. And that's going to be G2 swarming.
Just ready for the retake.
Jogmo is always doing these dancing, messing with his opponent things when they know they have the round, and they're just trying to get in Sensei.
And that's a great setup that you currently have there for G2 on the defensive side. Even though it looked like they were going to be in very tough trouble, muddy situations just on the right side of the pyramid, their main focus was towards that front of the site where Baby Bay gets those beautiful 2 kills. The reason why they have that is that trip from Dre at the double doors. It gets activated by Jerwin. It allows for Trent to get the recon and focus with the Hunter's Fury to just disrupt that push out from Sentinels. And then you see Baby Bay could just focus on one angle instead of multiple. It allows for him to get a nice little 2-piece and for G2 to stand their ground on that retake. A big round for Trent as the initiator here for G2. Sentinels trying to up the tempo a bit, just a walk pop outside of the cove into B.
Yeah, it's just a B hit.
Jonah P staying all the way in the back of the site, and we hear G2. Oh no, that's actually Jonas.
Oh, that double's big. Is a trade though.
To get into the site. Baby Bay tries to approach immediately. They're so aggressive in these situations, looking for 1v1s before the team's even there, and Cortesia's going to be able to give him a few along with Jerwin.
And it's a save from Trent.
On Trent, just to make him feel a bit antsy. And they still find him. John Cutie and everybody pushes forward to quickly close out G2 and stop any momentum they may have gotten from last round.
And you see Jerwin just perched up on top of the operator, looking back towards his left side or right, wherever John Cutie's sitting, is like, should I pick this up? Should I pick this up? And just keeps here the Phantom or his rifle going to the next round. But this is nice. If you're looking at currently these compositions on the side of getting the Neon, getting a Silva in your comp, it's so hard to play on the back of Castle. You saw the amount of util that was coming out on that side. Relay boats, you can't really spray behind the boxes, even if 2 players from the side of G2 were there. They were so disrupted by the Hunter's Fury and the rest of the util that allowed Redux to just sweep up 2 kills and get 1 away here until his ult. So he's trying to dodge shock darts at the start, picks up the ult, and this is now another opportunity for Sentinels to just go really quickly.
Describing orb, baby.
Now instead, though, they're playing inserts.
Baby Bay.
One extremity.
Baby Bay
is
in B main.
The only thing they have to be aware about, though, is this position right here.
Yeah, it was a sliver of timing where they could have seen each other, with ships in the night towards that B side of the map. Really, Sentinels are playing this one a lot slower. Like I said before, they were using the map, moving around here, a default setup, just to get all that info out. I already see the Owl drone, so they get a bit of where G2's playing.
So you had the Phoenix ult that was picked up at the beginning of the round. Then you have the drone at the minute mark that spots Redux down towards middle. So for them, it's like, are they going to try to just re-hit towards the A side, just cut noise on that side? Which is why you now see Redux walking here towards his B main. This pick is huge.
Ooh, big kill, baby.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Baby.
Wait, it still pulls everybody out from G2 towards the B side. Valen's going to have to hold the solo.
They feel like there's going to be more people that would be behind that orb grab, right? But no, they have a second thought. They all start to try and rush back into the site. Is it
got
time
ping
enough?
on the player that's bunkering site.
And that's the smoke return for him to come back in. Jerwin, they're just hitting these tap shots to clear down
Trades.
G2, but it's still
That was a
trade
big
fights
duel.
as both teams light up the kill feed.
Baby Bay, late
Baby Bay
rotate.
on the rotate, though. Has a tour de force to try to retake it on a 1v2.
A tour de force.
But the tucked angle from John Cutie is probably going to be the nail in the coffin for that round. Both of them actually playing outside of the site, just waiting for Dre to move in to tap onto it.
They can also displace him once he gets over there. Cortezia has that snake bite. Easily give Dre a tough time standing still to make that shot.
Yeah, sorry, Chad. We know him like that. We didn't mean to call him Dre.
It's not
We actually
really planted.
start to cook him
He
a
does
bit.
get half.
Half is good. Let me just get back on it.
I think they got
Just
info on the
right
half.
Just go do it.
No one else could do this.
Okay.
Oh, that would have been a crazy ninja defuse.
Cortezia knew. I honestly thought that was defused.
Yeah, it didn't
Not
look like
gonna
the safest of plans towards the end. That would have been an error in the calling for Sentinels. That would have been costly and deadly. But thankfully, Cortezia, who's been on point since his first half, saves that round for Sentinels there with the wall bang. But yeah, I'm still scratching my head into Baby Bay's position at the B main. He gets the instant kill onto Redux. He TPs right away, and I think because of that, he doesn't really know how many players follow behind him. They were just expecting that, oh, they're just going to run behind with the ultimate instead. So they just overcooked the rotations for G2, and it rendered costly for them. Sentinels now 6-3 as they're looking to work together this round to split towards this B site. So let's see how they're going to run this down here as they're going to listen into them.
I'm
You should ultimate.
ulting. I'm ulting. Sure. Flashing.
Johnny.
I mean.
Just
We're
Viper,
mollied off. We're mollied off, guys.
Is it snake? Yes.
Upping top. Snake.
Close, emo.
Take it less. I'm running back main. Nice. Nice, dead. They're gonna flood. Two flank. Neon, water 5. Flip. He's running a flank fast.
I can fight flank.
Holy spawn. Wait, holy flank. You're plenty alone.
Oh, thank you for reminding me.
Could be in window. I'm gonna go hold spawn.
Yeah.
Jenna, can you move?
Shut up, Matt.
What?
Can you move? Or did you find her?
Am I good?
I have spawn. I have spawn.
Where's Sova?
It was flank,
I'm
but could have
looking
repositioned to tunnel.
Just fight flank, Jenna.
Can you go, Les? Can you go?
Last player standing.
Be main.
B main,
tunnel.
B main and tunnel.
Yeah, ball off kill. Might have smoke for defuse.
Enemy remaining.
Oh, could have played his life.
Coming down here. Should have enough time for the defuse at the end of the day, though. Another one of those fights that comes down to the wire. A 1v1, the overdrive from Jerwin, but just couldn't save it against Valen, who also manages to salvage the operator into the next round. But that was just a nice round from both of the teams to repositioning on the defensive side, but also the calls that you could see here from Sentinels where it gets a little bit tough of like, they couldn't really instantly call where Baby Bay was at when he got that op shot on the top of ladder. But as soon as they figure it out where the positioning was at, they found some good spots, but they just lost their instant duels. They were watching the right angles, but you just saw the laser beam shot from Trent onto Jonah P, his ex-teammate, and becomes a round win here for G2.
Yeah. This game is being very much divided. This is going to sound silly, but the beginning of the round and the end of the round of how it's being fought.
It's fast right now. Riv, they're going with the ult right into the A site. There's recon darts all over the place and walls after walls.
Too many cooks.
They're
in the
sold
kitchen
out.
right
They
now.
can
Nobody knows how to
cancel.
get through. We're going to figure out when the smoke drops, though. 3v4 on the other side as they wait for this.
I mean, they're two off of Cortezia's ult.
Ooh, nice tag.
What?
Beautiful tag.
That was really nice. That's some big info that they have at least the front steps clear.
The assist so far from Jonah P with his utility from recon darts over to owl drones is greatly taken advantage of here, which is beautiful for Sentinels for these first bloods. Now they cut noise and are trying to instill a little bit of paranoia on the side of G2, but the fact that they have this pit over on the B side, it's okay for them to still play split across the map because you still have this operator from Baby Bay that's covering all to the middle side. So keep that focus on that two-player stack over on the A site, but Sentinels will always have the
They're
power
just gonna
numbers
re-hit
for the
A.
site that they tried to exec in.
Cortezia might be
Towards the
getting.
middle of the site. Baby base cannon.
Cortezia's dead.
Jogamo is looking to stay crab and just work that.
Everyone
judge.
was already pretty low.
They are making it so weird for Sentinels to get into the site here. They're still going to try to get the clear, though.
Okay,
Nicely
good
done
clear.
as a team. Took a few, but power in numbers pays off there for
Cortezia
Sen.
has
Now they
control
gotta move
mid.
quick to set up this post plan.
But without one op shot miss, though, by Baby Bay, might just give that round for Sentinels. You're looking at the weapons that they have on a retake. You're trying to retake with the classic here for a leaf because you only have a judge. And Dre has, Baby Bay has to come back in with an operator.
What a nice smoke from John Cutie, revealing the gun, the shoulder, the head before they even try to get out, but they go for the low peak. Leaf knows how to get around it. What a
Whoa, this would be big. Oh, they're holding it.
Gets one. He's going to be able to displace Leaf here for a moment as Cortesia works the other side. Oh my gosh! They're playing with their food right now.
How the hell did G2
Yeah, just some
retake
individual
that round?
fights. A little bit of errors on
with a
Sen
judge
side.
and an op. You still had the insert late lurk from Cortesia's trying to cut the rotate, so it gives security for Sentinels turtled up inside this side on the pulse plant to hold it on their side.
Jeez.
And you talked about the Cove being good for Sentinels to see the cannon of the operator, but it's the shot from Baby Bay that pulls the focus away, that allows to leave to crab outside of that Cove to get the pick with the judge. That was just nice. Teamwork there for G2. They steal that round away from Sentinels and are looking to tie it in this last one. The fight at the beginning denied by Jerwin, and somehow already it's an open B site.
They're wondering though, still playing the middle of the map, and a big push here coming in from the rest of G2. They saw one behind. They're just going to expect everybody now. A good move from Sentinels here. The other side of the map needs to be pushed. Cortesia
Hey, this is a big round.
Side of A. They aren't leaving anything to chance.
G2's money's been
You're
pretty
with the
shit.
round that G2 just won, they still have low economy, so they're
But they
on
might
such a
just
broken
get
bond
caught in a
round 12
blender.
here.
Against Fallon Stinger, yep.
Phelan and Leaf trades.
Wow.
There's an open B site.
I thought here that the two players
And
from Sentinels
Sen
were
may
trying
have
to
the misread.
create the diversion, sorry, because I'm pretty sure Jonah scaled the owl joint into the B site and saw nothing. Yet they just wanted to call the pull back into the A site. And unfortunately, it was a bad call here from John Cutie, and giving a chance here for G2 to stay in this fight.
Jesus, guys.
Slide. Trent getting forced back to the box, and Jerwin is going to win that fight. Leaf trying to stay silent.
Wow.
It's not going to be enough. Jerwin
Ben kind of get build off of misread.
the 7-5 first
The
half
drone saw
for
nothing,
Sentinels.
didn't commit to sight.
A nice battle from both of these teams.
Got some trades.
But also
Crazy.
the resurgence of Jerwin in this stage one, ever since coming in from stage one rather, into stage two, has been an important piece into the win cons for Sentinels this matchup. And again, we talked about a banger of a series to kick things off, and a 7-5 couldn't ask for anything better.
G2 take the attack side on Breeze when we come back. Don't go anywhere.
All right, who is the victor, Sentinels or G2?
Sentinels. All day.
Sentinels.
Sentinels. We bought our Cuber as well, so. I think Sen's been on the upswing. G2's been on a little bit of a slump, so. G2.
I like Sentinels, but I think G2 will win.
Sentinels, baby. That's my Rob's right there.
Who could have seen this coming?
I'm gonna go with Sentinels today. I think they got it. Give me G2. Nah, I'm playing. Give me Sentinels. Sentinels all the way, baby. Let's go. Come on. Let's go, Sentinels.
You got me for a second. I was like, really?
We heard you out there, crowd, but in here, you still believing in Sentinels? All right, G2 esports fans. It's still, I mean,
Sounds like a similar split.
That sounds like a 2-round gap. All right, okay. I can deal with that.
Does sound like a 2-round gap, but a 7-5 scoreline as Sentinels take the lead going to this one. So that change that they had for getting this knee onto Jerwin did help Sentinels explode very quickly. Getting this knee onto Jerwin did help Sentinels explode very quickly into these B sites and really overtake the G2 defense. But when it comes down to the retake plays that G2's been really good at, you never really know who could really win these rounds. Now an opportunity for G2 to take the attack side. All 5 of them grouped up. Even the trip is placed so that they could focus on just a hit into the A site and never look back.
Giacomo, ready to run. Just drop the gates for him.
Ooh, big kill.
Sure win.
So one tap.
Ball comes up as well.
Steals his life like the bandit he is. Oh my gosh, what a shot there. So many players have been using that effectively to just wipe out their opponents. Now it's going to be a plant still. So again, Giacomo's really done his job here. You got to open up the site for the team, and this is where G2 can really sting Sen.
And they're all playing forward. Just because they have the trip watching that flank, just flight through the doors. And they're hitting shots.
It's crazy. They only need a little bit of room, and they'll take it all. Ooh, Jonah P making an entry, though, making a case for Sentinels to get back in this one. Baby Bay playing the silent type now. His leaf is
Oh.
just he cuts his mustache off.
Not on Cortez, yeah.
Oh, no.
And this time as well, the headhunter bullets from Baby Bay connects. Watching his teammates back, staying alive again to keep that trip up for G2. So they can play those forward positions back towards yellow, back towards the mid double doors. And look at the teamwork, the back and forth. And the nail in the coffin made that a knife to the chest.
Okay. It's too early for mental boom, right? That's just fun. That's just fun. I don't think that's going to bother Cortezia too much.
Competition in the server, though. That's a big drive for G2 in the second round of the second half.
A lot of momentum is going to come out of that. They were already hyped before it to get that pistol round and even then some. Baby Bay looking for the peak. They have a trap set up, though. How fast can they spring it is the question. Trying to draw some eyes, make him look a little bit deeper. Oh, stuck and gets out. They're reading each other back and forth.
Yeah, it's all part of the plan. Stay in the area, close range enough here to TP away in case it was that trap that came out. Very similar to what G2 did on the pistol round. This time Sentinels does it on the eco.
And they get
G2 answering
rinsed.
to the call.
They get rinsed.
Power this A side. Silver lining an orb up for Redux. Look at G2 though, so much respect. I think they're waiting for the second wave for the Viper wall to come up so they could walk in or something. But that is
sure.
Yeah. Yeah, Baby Bay knows how to play with the crowd. There's only one left, and they really took their time. I guess they wanted to maximize these orbs as well.
Spike planted.
Feeling it.
Why not? It's your way back in, right? They switched away from the waylay. They're trying something new. Sen want to get that composition online that they've been practicing. Make sure Phoenix is pipped up. Redux just finding his way to the spike, to the Radiant explosion. This is the game now. Over under on if he makes it. Oh.
And nothing to see here, nothing to see here. Just gonna die. That was a big kill. Ooh, if he got another one. They've been close to ult.
There, or Redux goes down in the end as we expected.
All part of the plan. Baby Bay dying because he's low on HP, gets another pip, and then it's Trent that's picking up his kill as they're building up the ult orbs for G2.
Nice little read on this play to start. G2 definitely did their homework. Doesn't seem like they're thrown off by Sen changing the comp at all here. They're still playing their own game.
It's like, damn it, bro.
Just like Trent said.
Yeah. I think the other looming factor about the G2 and Sentinels matchup here that we haven't touched upon yet is not only the importance of skipping into play-ins for either of these teams, but G2, the more that they're bringing up wins here in the column, the more that they're getting championship points. They don't make it here into somehow the top 2, top 3 of the playoffs by racking up the championship points through
It's going to be an A-pop.
They're just a couple of points behind.
Leaf's going to late lurk into double door.
You're bringing up your chances as much as you can here.
And Center just going to retake. That's what they did against Loud.
Here, so you're going to treat this matchup especially, of course,
Kind of what they did
rivalry,
against 100 Thieves.
as a do or die game here for the side of the G2 camp.
Big pick.
So far, it's the die game because Jerwin just got a nice little.
They know the Lake Lurk is coming.
The neon on neon action to open up.
Does Leaf clear it? Yep. Does Leaf clear it?
Now it's going to be hard for G2 to really set up on this the way they
Okay, and it might be a clean retake.
Stuck in B main, the defuse already goes down. Redux down to a sliver of HP, but it looks like he'll be able to just hold his breath and get that defuse.
They lose 2 guns.
1 HP. 1 HP, man.
Yeah.
These 3 guns.
Got him to sub 10, but they just need a little
could have
bit
been a
more.
flawless round.
Feel like a similar plant that allows here Redux to tuck into the pyramids. And then he's able to stick that.
I think Redux does get ult though.
Recon was also
Yeah, he gets
available
ult.
there for Trent, but just unfortunately they just had to keep spamming because they was getting diffused. And Josh RT's not happy about that one because everything worked according to plan until the fortunate bad plan happened there for the side of G2. A slow round to start things off though as we're split across the map. Not enough money for an operator, so it's an ADS with the Phantom who does get information on
Gets info on the Viper.
Zia playing towards his B line.
The 3-2, nobody's really controlling this. That's a gap in Sentinel's defense, but
Just playing that right side
they
of the map,
might have the read that
mid or anything else, so you can expect
G2 are defaulting towards spawn, not really taking any space.
G2 may be able to play off of that.
Yeah, it's funny. It's very similar. Their take, then Sentinels head on their attack side too. A lot of A side starts.
Plus they haven't thrown any util. Cortez is watching tunnel.
Plants and make it easier for you to get at least the plants down, the economy up, the pips on your side for the ults by playing behind the Viper wall. Once here, the dust settles in terms of that chaos. And the money's
Sentinels
right for both
could
teams. It's
walk
time to
mid
spread
through double
thin and
door
try to
and have a
scout what
clear
defense is
wrap.
set up.
Initial positions ruffled a little bit here for Sentinel's defense. And they say we don't really want it.
Redux gets info.
Much towards the left, so they're resetting cut audio to make it happen again.
Well, think about it. There's a jump spot onto the Viper and now the Phoenix on the left side, so they know that it's a hard lean towards the A site. Yet they still want to go for it here for G2.
Wow. Okay, that's a good kill. Cortezia clears. Sherwin might get cleared.
Spike is a bit split here, going towards the left side of the site. Trent has to be careful.
Sherwin just has to live, or else he gives up the space.
John Cutie clears backside.
And it's impossible.
For them to find the last one. It seemed discombobulated there a bit for G2 as they got into the site, and Sentinels smiling on the way out with that win.
100%. That's all duels at the end. One here on the side of Sentinels. Like I said, despite the information that Baby Bay is getting very late in the round, that there's 2 players playing on the B site, and
yeah, sliding out of the
pretty much towards middle and had no challenge on that
sliding
side.
out of the harbor wall
Because a call for G2
is not as good as sliding out without the harbor wall.
But you see how difficult it is to try to enter a site when you have a harbor on the other side. That slices across the front side. You get
Okay, Jogamo with the hero rifle. Rest of them have pistols and stingers. Or 1 stinger, and rest have pistols.
They have to rethink the strategy now for G2.
But Baby Bay did just pop
for some mid control.
his tour de force.
Rethink how to get around Jerwin too, leading the server right now. Absolutely feeling it.
Nobody's really contesting.
Really helping Sentinels punch a
double
hole
door.
through G2 strategies as they get towards the site. One of the first times we see this double door rush in from then here.
I feel like if they take this double door, yes, they have util to cover them, but they should have an insert
Huge shot.
Yep, gives them a
in
good
elbow.
idea of what they need to focus on.
SEN not really being proactive in their defensive game plan. They're just letting him take space.
Okay. They're getting slow. They know the wall's coming up, so it actually activates.
This is the game plan against Eco. They're just gonna let him take space. Let him grab guns.
Oh, so close from John Cutie.
You know, those comms are that 3-2-1 and that main swing there to fight against John Cutie. Big plant coming down, and this time it's a good plant to play outside of A. It's really tucked into the wall this time around.
Looks like John will be first here. Took a little bit of damage already. Looking to shoot behind the wall. What a read. Gets good damage.
And the round is over.
As they keep encroaching
SEN just give up the round.
That one just shy.
And Jonah P. my pie. He needs a kill. He's gonna pie. He's gonna pie. He's gonna pie. Oh, he doesn't pie.
He's gonna have to get out of here with the spike that far away and that much time gone. Oh, Jonah.
He doesn't pie.
It's out. Class is no longer in session. G2 pull another round back. 8-9 now.
You definitely tell that both Baby Bay and Jonah P have aura in the server right now. Every kill that's coming across, everybody's happy about it as well. Also, the biggest thing is those 2 kills from Jonah P avoids him from getting the pie. On the exit here, but this was also a lower buy that you had from G2. Yeah, it was a low buy.
Yeah, why aren't Sen taking space in the map? None of them are going to peek towards elbow. None of them are taking a mid walk. Just doesn't make any sense.
And this is the tech pod. It's our favorite thing. We'll see what's up in just a moment here. With G2 grabbing that round, it's actually gonna get pretty close to, I wouldn't say resetting the economy soon here, but it could be a few rounds if they keep doing that. And it makes it tough for anybody to really start a streak here. G2 is gonna need to continue these to keep that streak going. Trent's ultimate online here, I think they can really work something up the gut like we saw Sentinels do. Maybe up the pace. We haven't seen that B strategy yet. We just saw the first double doors strategy. And Sentinels does seem to have a really good read on at least slowing those down.
Oh.
While we wait around here, though, we'll have a chance to talk a little bit about the state of the game between these two teams, though, as a scoreline 9-8. Again, back and forth as we go. And I want to focus on this man right here for Joe. And they mentioned it at the desk where he's had such good impact for the team here for Sentinels. If you're looking at his stats, too, he's kind of like in the middle in terms of like the overall fragging, but the most important thing is the way that he's able to open up rounds. When it comes down to like rolls on the waylay, opping on the sunset, if he has an opportunity to get the operator for the team, he's going to do it. But this time his role changes a little bit. On the attack side, as is Neon, still rifling quite well for the team and getting great openers. They talked about the importance of his first bloods. Those numbers were pretty much non-existent as well in stage 1 when he first started, because you have to get adapted into, or you have to adapt rather into a new system, right? So his first death, first blood was always like a 0.500 or if not below. But now he's currently
all right, we're in the tech pause.
He's also had like a 15-9 the last time they did play against Loud, or yeah, I guess it was against 100 Thieves when he lost, and even had another nice, huge positive first kill, first death ratio against Loud as well. So this man,
oh,
right
the
here,
Juggernaut drawing is
for Sentinels is a key component to the
awful.
It becomes completely different for these younger players coming up. It's not a meta where you're a Raze or something and it's all about util in front of you. It's self-sufficient util. You're throwing the fast lane, you're throwing your relay and creating that opening, or you're dashing in and refracting back, or staying and killing. Yeah, well, there is help there from Sen. German's got to be confident enough to throw himself in there. This is a timeout. This is a timeout.
Give him a chance. Give him a chance. Coach Ewok has to talk things through as well, because as you remember the state of the previous round, it was the lower buy that we had for G2, right? We had a couple of stingers, but what was the biggest key component right now was that owl drone to the operator. And now Nate Shot, sorry, I meant Ewok, talking to his team right now to try to clean things up here for the end of this first map.
You would.
I would.
Like it is all coming from Ewok right now, as the players are just seem to be listening to what the coach is saying, resetting, and getting them back in on after that G2 win. I think they've noticed that backing up in all of their Breeze games to kind of accept that initial hit. Their retakes have been stellar. The way they slow down the play already.
How we doing? How we doing? We're in a tech pause. Oh, we're back.
Through the A main control.
You're seeing here from the timeout, we just talked about the importance of Jerwin on the operator.
There it is.
And he's been let loose here off the leash to try to find his first pace, usually as a waylay. But he'll attempt it now as this Neon to maybe walk down through these double doors and try to go for a pick. And good for him, because there's a couple of players on the other side here of this barrier at the bottom mid for G2.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry about that.
Relying a lot on that mid control to make sure they can sit back in B. Sit back in A.
You talk about the retake capabilities that are quite strong for G2, but also for Sentinels. Yeah, they don't mind turtling up a little bit more here and giving up sites and play it soft if they want to. So their first point of contact will be Jerwin to still try to find like the mid-round information with the operator. But if it comes down to they have to give up the site They have such big ults for the retake here with Redux and Jonah P. It might be the case. If you're looking at it for G2, they're all grouped up here for a huge slam into this B site.
Nice lean from Sentinel. Starts to put him on the left side of the map. The question is it enough?
Oh, big kill.
John Cutie, quiet as a mouse, able to just collapse.
Oh, Jonah P, turn up. Turn up.
Oh my gosh.
You're just trying to figure out what really happened there in terms of the comms for G2, because yes,
Then it's a done round.
nobody scaled up to really check towards Emo. And that simple position from John Cutie that never got really challenged allowed here for Jonah P to focus his Hunter's Fury towards that lane. That's not going to be any red dots pipping up here in the point of view of John Cutie. On top of that, he did get a ping on the recon dart, so it becomes easy kills, and the teamwork between him and John Cutie really shut down that attempt from G2 into the B site.
It's kind of like Jonah P fired it right at John Cutie to give him safety, but also cook him a little bit with one. But yeah, when you see it come across, it's very close to John's feet, almost denying that movement for G2. So he had safe. I don't know. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. But credit given, it was a sick play and very smooth from Sentinels to shut that down. Let's see. Shoot. Yeah, so they fire it right towards him. So his spot is clear. They don't want to go. Oh, wow, that's kind of incredible.
And I talked about the value of Jonah P with his util, right?
Yeah,
the reason
that's
why it was
insane.
Very low in terms of on the kill column is because of the amount of util tags that he's getting with the recon and Aldrone. And that's also always been the story when he was with G2 as well. One of the best initiators that we currently have in the game, just in terms of his support role. He's making that value work because he's going to find the Neon right in the middle of this map this time around.
Neon has ults.
This is what has benefited Sentinels. When they can say, jig is up, we know exactly what you want to do.
Oh, they both get punished.
That was low buys, though. Apparently quickly switching over and upgrading his gun as they scream into B site here. And the Cosmic Divide is really going to mess things up for the entry of Sentinels.
A nice pick from G2 as well towards that front B main. So Cortezia can really help out for Jonah P. Just good util being utilized by G2. And that Reckoning from John Cutie was just a little bit too late to protect. On a prime position in a pulse plant, and it might be around here, especially with this Cosmic Divide. The Flash not getting any value here from Redux to get a pick, and yeah, they want to save the Operator into the next round. So G2 keeps this gap by 1. Sentinels, though, still in the lead.
It shows you, though. You think one team grabs momentum, Vans, and then G2 just has their own round where they kind of waltz through, figure out how to get around the utility, drop one Sentinels member, and make it weird for the rest of them. Then you get a second within the round. But yeah, it doesn't take much for them to just be able to break through and feel confident about what they're doing. Bring in Breeze to a possible even match now within 1 round. Operator only still out here for the side of Sentinels. Let's see how this round played out again from the replay. Ooh.
Felt like maybe a little bit of his body was sticking inside that orb as well, but no matter what, the drone was there too. So that split from G2 was nice. Cortezia can hold his own into the B site. This time, though, Sentinels are having a read. A 4-1 setup, very similar to G2, but of course not playing with the chamber, but they are looking for aggression to fight towards this A main. G2 pivots back for mid, though.
Oh, big timing peak.
This play is supposed to make it harder for the op to hit shots, Vans. Jerwin comes up with one, has the overdrive.
Wow,
anything,
Trent with no value on the
and holds off
no
B
tags.
just like that.
Looks like Trent was trying to see if there's more pressure coming in from the A main. So he was ulting towards that side, but of course his second and third beam couldn't get any other tags towards that mid double doors where they were getting encroached by Sentinels. So we're gonna reset. Drone misses, but Redux still gets the
Ooh, Redux for 4, easy. My bad. W Jinx.
There's a pie from John Cutie right over the shoulder of his teammate, directly in Baby Bay's face. An 11th round for Sen here as they put a little bit more pressure on G2.
What a mow down there for a Redux.
That was crazy recoil.
Again,
straight up.
When the drone misses, the element of surprise comes in for G2 right there. So Trent comes out. But then Redux just has a simple flick from the bottom, and just unfortunately, the other two weren't following behind on the ping pong swing.
Yo, come on.
Damn, last time out.
He's trying to hit it.
Yeah.
He's got it. It didn't look red, but he's got it. So Josh RT trying to clean things up right now for G2. And that Gerwin opening with the operator, I mean, that was super nice to deny that first push. But you are seeing for Sentinels that they're moving him a little bit more towards this A side. He tried middle, he tried A main, but if they're not finding information, he's going to be very quick to just reposition, and he finds a nice little one. That's now the 7 first blood that he has in this matchup on the first map to 3 first deaths.
Yeah.
All thanks here to the defensive operator on the second half.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to bring up. Right after we got tech pause, that timeout from Ewok, you mentioned the operator came out. Things have looked
I mean, that
different
one's
here,
just a little bit unlucky.
for SEN, right?
Miss on the
When
ult.
teams are playing fast and coming around the corner,
And then Gerwin takes a
still
timing
hold a hard
peek
angle with an
as they're
operator.
walking
Gerwin
into
has
double
just been
door.
able to rack up the kills as they try to encroach into A or B.
The difference into the setups as well for Sentinels when they're trying to play a little bit of these 2-1-2s or stacking up on the extremities is that they're not playing any Cypher, any Chamber like G2, so to try to get some passive information at that mid-round, it's kind of tough for them to get. So if they're able to waste here this side for G2, actually, we're going to hold that thought. After this timeout, it seems as though G2 wants to go very quickly towards this
Okay,
A side.
another-
And they're choosing the right side. There's only 2 players from Sentinels here.
And Redux just plays the same position.
The answer we were just talking about, but G2's already made great space. Oh, John Cutie found inside.
And you
Gerwin
give away your
trying to
info.
long-range lasers.
Everybody
That
can
does not
see where
benefit him.
the
His
source
lead
is coming
flying
from
is
your
really
laser
fire.
beams,
That's
bro.
just unfortunate. I think at that point when you're asking why Neons are sometimes just tapping their ult as well, is because now he just keeps it out trying to spray some people down, but everybody's just going to follow the lightning gun through the walls as if it's bullet trails. So Gerwin's easily taken down. Jonah P, though, trying to bring back into the fight. They haven't given up yet for Sentinels.
Trent's very low here. If he's got to be almost the last person
Bricks.
to peek, but then the spike's not going to be in his favor, so he's also got to get himself into sight.
Cortez is just unlucky.
Cortezia, easy kill there. And Trent worth
Bricks.
every penny on that flank again
Ooh.
to help G2 grab the
Fallon
balance
just shuts it
with the
down.
final kill on Jonah P. And now we're back within one.
So it brings back to what I was trying to talk about before. When you're not having like a hard senti to find that passive information for your team, you kind of have to maybe try to go for that opt to be that turret for the side of Sentinels. So this time the call is to test stuff to see if Gerwin can get a pick on top middle. But that thins out the defense on the extremities. If they go for stacks and use an owl drone at the minute mark for Jonah P and to get no information, it's still a nice plus for G2 to go for a late hit and force these rotates and to play some inserts and really work that map in their favor on the attack.
John Cutie and Cortezia up here towards mid now. They're trying to do a little bit more of a lean towards B and reading the map round after round.
Damn, I think Baby has low
With a G2
sense.
default.
And that's what I'm talking about, right? Now you can play the inserts, trying to force these rotates around. If really nothing is happening on the side of G2, or you're trying to use a little bit of util for G2 at the early rounds, then you'll soon hear where the drone could potentially be coming from at the minute mark. You already see Jonah P moving up here towards the ladder, and there you go. The drone comes out towards B main. That'll be called by Baby Bay. He'll
Oh,
TP out,
drone
but then
still
we'll know
lives.
here that it's going to be hard now for Sentinels to find like mid-round information.
Lean towards A.
Might force players to start peeking out here. If you have a drone on one side, most likely here on the map like Breeze, you don't have the operator following behind, so
Redux
G2
is one
just
away from
holding the
ult.
line, trying to see if they can
Gerwin's
punish
holding
Gerwin,
double doors.
who might overextend to try to find that information with a few
Yeah, they
seconds
don't.
remaining in the round.
Yeah, they're playing
G2
quite
don't
safe.
really
They
have
have
an-
low armor, so they're looking to get through with more money.
a
at least
flash
get a
to
final
get off.
round. Goodbye. If this goes bad,
Good team play.
Kill on the Jogamo to start. The low flash catches the eyes.
Yep, gets another one, but they're getting wrapped on. In mid, they need to fight forward. Big blind, and he doesn't convert the kill.
A 3v3. The operator is still up.
15
looking for an
seconds.
angle.
They got to move in quick right now for G2.
Trent is holding.
Oh, that was a big kill.
Who's gonna run for it? Leaf's
No
gonna have his hands on it for a
way.
moment. It's the 1v1 now. Jonah P versus Leaf. The shock dart hits full on. He's gonna have the sonar bolt to know that Leaf is
Oh,
left.
he should know. He should know.
He's home.
It's a showdown now. It's up to Jonah P to reposition.
It's not finding for him. It's not finding for him.
Old teammates, now enemies. The frenemies go for it. He gets a try to pull him out of the woodwork. Gets the tap on. It's gonna be Leaf on the higher ground, and he pulls out the frag. laying Jonah P down. 11-11 here on Breeze.
You know, that would have meant a lot there for Jonah P if he was able to win that 1v1 against Leaf. Because that is the role that was taken away from him in G2 in the past. But this time around, it comes down to the last second shots connecting somehow. Baby Bay missing the off shot, but the instant headhunter right into his opponent to give a chance for Leaf to survive and get himself in a 1v1 clutch and to tie up the game here against Sentinels.
And a breather. A quick breather moment. Another tech pause coming in here. Apologies for that. But man, the reads they have on each other. I think G2 is going between these rounds where they feel stumped a bit and then they look like they're in full control. And they're like, oh no, last round was a fluke. We're fine here, right? But it's the fact that Sentinels is at that point. They're hitting their shots. Everybody's feeling good. And that's just the game we're getting. You cannot read where the round's going to go next.
Even if they had the right round for G2 going into that A site though, I love the util from Sentinels because Jerwin falls back, gets the relay build, stuns some opponents, Jogimo gets killed instantly by Redux. So the teamwork that they have, despite having lesser numbers, still always puts Sentinels in a situation where they can win a fight, win a team fight, and win a round for themselves. It always, again, comes down to the wire on 1v1s in this matchup so far.
All right, so earlier we asked Valen for his read on Sentinels with and without John Cutie making the calls.
John QT was out. I heard that Jonah was filling for IGL at the game. So I know Jonah, he knows how to call. He played with me for a lot of time. So I think they have more trust in the team that they can do it even if a player goes missing. Sometimes that can put a team on a new level when, you know, you miss your IGL and someone can step up, do the job, and you come out with the win. You tend to have like a greater respect for your teammate. So I think that was like a good exercise for them to build some cohesion. They're a resilient team, so I have respect for that team, but you know, it's a whole nother beast when you got to play against us. So I don't know how they're going to play against us. I hope not too good.
Well, they're playing good though, so it's an 11-11 scoreline, and it's looking like a banger of a series that we're about to witness today. I mean, it was already good from the start to the end, until now.
Yeah.
But to talk back to what he just mentioned here in terms of he's played with them in the past, but it's also played against them in the past, right? You look at the evolution of these two players from John Cutie and from Valen. John Cutie also coming up from like the days with Kaplan from Ghost Gaming, but then also from M80 trying to qualify into Ascension, playing against the guard as well, where the guard knocked him out and got the Ascension back in 2024. So it was some good stories coming here from both of those IGLs, but you're also seeing today in 2026 how they never really missed a beat in terms of understanding the game and the evolution, all these patches coming out from Valorant that keeps their team in a contending spot. The respective teams in a competitive spot.
All right, and as we come out of that and get ready to get back into the matchup.
Get back into the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a Sentinels timeout. That's right. And these have been, this one was, I mean, is it like a buff? A tech pause timeout for Ewok here? This will be a second one that leads out of it. I don't know if he gets pumped up out of these. Oh, there he goes. His button's blinking.
Yeah, you have to think about the game plan again for Sentinels coming out of this one, right? The last round and the last 1v1 that Jonah P just lost here against Leaf is actually a painful loss in terms of the economy and for the side of Sentinels. When they had good control, despite this really going back and forth on the second half, Sentinels really always had like a good control of the econ to be able to get an op-out for the last couple of rounds, but also getting great positioning with our great economy to always have rifle rounds. But this time around, it's going to be a little bit mixed up across the board. Half shields for a lot of the players, but Baby Bay going into the operator still for this round. He actually chose to go with the Outlaw here. There was a possibility to focus more onto 4 targets. But yeah, this is a very important round. You're going to wonder at this point for Sentinels, do they want to go instantly for the pit into the B site? And if they do so, does G2 want to react to go for a late hit into B? Because they're, again, No, it's a fast
Yeah,
split
it
towards
looks
A
like
again.
timing. Trent already fired a dart pretty far over. It just
Alright.
landed in sight. So yeah, beginning of the round
Jerwin.
idea on this hit.
Is a big kill. Okay, do they stop? Okay.
As they get tucked in for the
Do Sen handle the mid round now?
G2 is
Big question. Still have the open play.
on the other side.
That was just a nice little teamwork coming in from both of those players, Jerwin and Jonah P. They're really both instantly coming out again.
Yeah,
for
Cortezia
Jerwin to stall
ult.
that slide
Jonah
in
is
from
one
Johnny, but
away.
The plant is still there for G2. Op is
We
still
have a
on for BBB.
wall for retake.
Good fast lane. Gives them a bit of space. Clears that initial line.
Oh, big whiff.
The hot hands from Downtown. A play for Sentinels in the exact spot they need, and they're still going to be pushing through. G2 is trying to hold this in a
Oh,
very good
Redux.
position just on the other side of the wall, and it costs them the round.
Yeesh, what a retake.
That is not normally what we see from G2, but Sentinels knew exactly what they were doing.
Now at map point for Sentinels. Look at this. The tag team once again from Jonah P and Jerwin was just beautiful. I was just about to mention there was a way to maybe slow down that round for G2 and maybe late attack into the B site because there's no hard Senti util that protects Cortezia inside the Viper's pit. But for G2, the amount of times I've been slamming for splits into the A site always results into good trades and plants, so they decided for that game plan. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out. But for this last round of regulation, they still have the operator in the hands of Baby Bay, but big ults as well. And they'll finally go for that B-side slam. And the good news is, Jonah P is so far away that he can't support with the Hunter's Fury this time around. That gives a chance for G2 to really get in.
Just a 1 minute and 20 detection
Alright.
there.
Sen need this round.
Valen's still slowly waiting for these rotations.
We finally have a
If they wanna
B-side
commit,
default.
leave him, 'cause that's usually Leaf's job.
G2 have been hitting A pretty much
G2 is gonna
almost
run
all
down
their
the far
attack
field with
rounds.
A little bit of noise every so often. See if they can get something out of Sentinels.
Not all of them, but good majority.
Oh.
So they aren't giving anything.
And that's what it comes down to, though. The pick from Baby Bay.
Oh, Cortezia can't die.
They just almost actually getting him, but now this feels like G2 is throwing a lot of things out there and getting nothing in return here.
Yeah, John needs
30
to just
seconds
control
left.
top
John
mid.
Cuty's got an amazing read on what's going to happen out of elbow, but he makes a bit of noise, maybe to draw it. Redux getting challenged towards the
Oh,
side. Leaf is going to be
oh.
able to win the mid fight.
Very players in, though. There's 15 seconds left. You have to commit towards the B
Big
side. There's
kill.
the Hunter's Fury.
Okay, Jonah P.
They're hitting A. They're hitting
It's
A.
going to work for him. 4 seconds needed here.
They have enough
Gonna be able
time.
to squeeze into the site. I don't. Nah, yep. Okay. All right.
The
Big
insurance
goal.
leaf is huge right now.
Oh.
They're all the way back towards Troll. So they won't use a pit for the post plant, but it's still an element of surprise.
Oh.
Just delay. Trying to get this round, trying to push it to OT.
Oh,
All
he
the pressure
hears-
on G2's
he hears
shoulders
Leaf.
as they are fully spread around the map with Valence.
Oh.
Still the last-ditch effort if they
I think
need
you
it.
hold on your dart. Hold on your dart.
Dude, Leaf
Nice
is
detection
KZ
on Leaf.
across A.
Yeah, he is trying to get himself to safety, and he hasn't stopped moving. This
Odd
entire
plans.
round.
Oh, timing. Timing. Leaf. Just.
He gets taken down
It's
by
a
Jonah P.
1v2.
Shots on
1v2.
Baron. Now
And they
they're
get
trying
it.
to There's the defuse. They should have enough time. It's not even on the fast beep. It's Redux with the defuse.
Wow.
for
Sen
Sentinels
win
right on
against
Breeze.
G2. First map.
Oh, you almost saw the hero play coming out from Leaf. But Sentinels hold strong, maintain the lead from the second half of a 7-5 scoreline, and to finish it off with
Jesus,
a
that was too
13-11.
close.
Back and forth we went. Big clutch plays from both of these teams. But it's Jerwin, Cortezia, Redux, Jonah P, and John Cutie that held their ground and win their map pickup Breeze.
That's what I feel like. These fights are their own rounds. We have the round itself and then some grandiose fights. That was just Breeze, ladies and gentlemen. G2 and Sentinels are gonna keep going. That was Sen's pick. We go to Lotus. G2's pick next. Don't go anywhere. VCT Americas will be back after this.
Oh, Sen get the win on Breeze. Then get the win on Breeze. I'll be back.
Especially when it comes down to the Sentinels on the other side. Sometimes we've seen some of the teams play that Cypher. That would have been maybe a problem with that Neon, but in this case, it was something that they could deal with pretty easily. So Sentinels look really comfortable, not only in some of the executes that they have and some of the dynamics that they had with this composition, but also even going into the individuals and how they wanted to play it out. I think this is something that is just comfortable for Jerwin and for everybody else.
I was really enjoying, I think, just every member of Sentinels taking pauses at the right time to sync up with the other members of their team as well.
Yeah.
They were never really getting ahead of themselves. And I think that Jerwin having to swap his role so heavily in terms of, what duelist he's playing, he was doing a fantastic job of either being like just the hard entry for his team, but also just stopping, pausing, waiting a little bit, not getting ahead of himself as Neon, very difficult to do, waiting for his team to sync up and get in the right position so that if he then took another fight, they would be in position to trade, they'd be in position to follow up off of the back of it, rather than getting ahead of everyone. They were very synced up, very drilled. It showcases, even though it was a 13-11, G2 ended up winning 2 of those pistols. This is actually Sentinels, if you look at it, go either way, Sentinels, it looks a lot more comfortable of a win for them, even if they just won 1 of the pistol rounds.
Yeah, for Jerwin too, we were talking about the 16 first kills that he got when he was playing against 100 Thieves. This time around, on this map alone, he got 8. The impact that he's having with his Neon is incredible, and it's something that, again, they can switch up if they want to. They can play the Relay, they can play something else, but the Neon is just something that is always going to be strong for them.
Yeah, I mean, look, for me, doesn't matter the agent, kid's nasty, okay? just give him the keys to the car, and just let him drive. Just let him do his thing. Because so far, it's looking good for Sentinels. If you're a Sen fan, we know a lot of you are over in the crowd right now. You must be feeling pretty good about yourself, but don't feel too good quite yet, because Lotus is on the horizon. As you can see, it's a G2 pick. G2's also going to get defense on this first as well. So interesting to see how this plays out. I don't really think we're going to get too much craziness here as far as comps go, but kind of curious to see how Sen approached this.
I think G2 are pretty phenomenal on Lotus historically. It's always been like a strong map for them. They're quite comfortable to calling on defense. On the attack side, I was noticing issues where they would just, if they're going to run the same comp as they were before, Jorgamo on the Raze, they were really having issues of getting him into positions to succeed.
Yeah.
Whether it's him just...
Well, I wanted to ask you, because the player matchup, too, it was like a little lopsided, obviously.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about Jorgamo's position on this team as being that solo duelist?
I've always felt like the G2 put the weight of the world on Jorg's shoulders, to be honest, expectations-wise, because all these other duelists currently have either a secondary duelist that they can play off to ease that pressure, good util combinations. It's not like he's being thrown into the maw and just being expected to do the most, but he does have a harder job than most duelists right now playing in Americas. That's just a fact.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, listen, there's certainly a lot of pressure on Jorgamo without a doubt, and there's a lot of pressure on the coach of G2 as well. Here's Josh RT with Liz to give us some thoughts ahead of map 2.
You're the coach of G2 Esports, Josh RT. That's about as close as you can get it, sir. But we are moving to your map pick of Lotus. We've seen you pick it before. We've seen you play it before. Tell me, what has improved on your team from the last Lotus to the Lotus we're going to see today?
I mean, we always make sure there's reps on the map, and we just take care of like different micro, maybe some swap ups and macro here and there. But the thing is, we're so deep in Lotus that we can always swap it on the dime and adapt to our opponents. So, I mean, that's why we picked it. I know they have a good Lotus. We saw it, and we just want to play our like comfort map for this one and get it to map 3.
Best of luck on map 2.
Historically, when we have been covering this G2 team, there's a lot of thought that goes into the maps that they pick and how they build out these series. And hearing Josh RT talk about that, Dan, makes a lot of sense. This is, as we had noted, a good pick for G2. Yes, it is good for Sen, but it has been historically a very good pick for G2. So it makes sense that they're leaning into things that will help them get to map 3.
Especially because they're going to be starting on the defense, and I think that is going to be the key when we were talking about Sentinels and a lot of things that were going right for them. It was a lot of John Cutie and his IGLing and how that was going to play out on the attack side. That is something that I definitely feel like G2 can counter on top of having such a strong game plan like they have on this map.
Yeah, it gives Valen will have that opportunity to be able to call from the defense here. It's going to put that onus on John to make those mistakes potentially.
Yeah, and John QT, though, I don't think he's no slouch, to be honest, with his calling. I think he does a pretty phenomenal job of pushing and pulling. Last time they played Lotus on the attack side, John QT was running a mockery over the map in terms of the way he was just getting inserted either over towards the A-Rubble fights, calling for the rotations, calling for pressure at the right places. He is also a fantastic IGL. He is going to be giving Valen a run for his money as much as, Josh RT in that interview was talking about Lotus is a comfort pick for us. The same could be said for Sentinels.
Yeah, this could end 2-0 potentially here if G2 are not careful. How do Sentinels look to ensure that they're able to secure a sweep here to close out this weekend?
I think it's going to be a little bit more of what we saw last time they played it for Sentinels. Is going to be what we've seen when it comes to the map control on the attack side. I think that a lot of the 4-1s that they've been playing, something that you were mentioning, Bron, and the way that they're able to rely that information on the other side of the map, I think is going to be crucial. I think there's a lot of things, again, that you can do around John Cutie, and I feel like this is the kind of game that both John Cutie and Valiant like to play. The mental games of going around the map, trying to figure out what everybody else is until the very end, because none of them are going for those fast hits a lot of the rounds.
Yeah, it's a giant chess match, and they just relish in those opportunities. But of course, I think like G2, you have to feel somewhat pressured in this moment, right?
Yeah, they've been trying to act cool and nonchalant about it, but I think that they are a team that are probably feeling a lot of pressure right now, because this is, as I said earlier, this is validation for their decisions. They've made their bed and have to sleep in it in terms of just, getting rid of Jonah P, bringing in Bebe full time, having this core roster now. They've stuck with it for most of the year, and this is the opportunity to prove that, you weren't really in the wrong with that decision making. And you are currently on the precipice of losing this pivotal matchup, losing a match that might even cost you a top 2 spot in your group. That's how important this game is.
Yeah, it's the stakes certainly. And look, and let's be honest here, right? You're going to get that you're fighting for that top 2 spot in this situation, right? These two teams, they're both looking like they're good playoffs bound squads, but there's a little bit of that subtle thing in the background there that's sitting there for both teams, you'd have to imagine. But hey, folks, just want to let you know, in case you're wondering, because Baby Bay's just kind of twirling in his chair there, we're having a little bit of a delay. It's been, like we said, it's the Odyssey. So we are gonna stick with this for a little while longer, but for now, and don't worry, we're gonna make sure everything's all good to go. And once we're good to go, we're gonna get the game started. Let's have some fun though, and let's see how well Jogamo and Baby Bay know the competition with a little game of Roster Mania. Check it out.
Damn, are we in a tech pause?
What's going on, everybody? I'm Baby Bay. Got Alex here, Jogamo, and we're about to play Roster Mania. We're gonna be asking some yes or no questions, so let's get after it. Wow. Interesting, bro.
Is it upside down? I hope not. I actually forgot who I have.
What? What do you mean you forgot who you have?
Is he a North American player?
Oh my God. He's a NA.
NA player?
Yeah. Does your player have glasses?
Yes.
Nice. Wait, so many people have glasses in the room.
I know.
Wait a second.
I know.
I'm about to get glasses. What the?
You have glasses.
Wait, this was a good question, actually. Hold
you
up.
have glasses.
I know, I do have glasses. They don't know though, bro. No. Stage 2.
Have you ever played with this individual?
No.
You never played with this individual.
Wow, you must have had a lot of people I played with on there for you to ask that. That's crazy. Is there red on your player's jersey? Oh, I just realized something.
Yes, there is a red.
There is red?
Yes.
Oh, wow. How many you got left? I have 4 options, bro.
10.
I got 4.
I messed up. Okay, is he on a top 2 team in America?
No.
I already know who it is then. Wait, who's top 2 in America?
That's
the question.
I don't know. I answered it no.
Actually, I'm keeping this one.
Wait, why is he still up here? Okay. All right. I actually only had 3 guesses though. All right. Is it you?
Yeah.
It's you. No way, bro.
And I have to make a blind guess, right?
Go for it, bro.
Not on top 2 in America. I think you got Oxy.
No, I didn't, bro. Not top 2 in America, but like he did get top 2 recently in something in Paris.
Oh, it's in America, not so it's Brock.
Timmy? You got Timmy, bro. That's why when you asked me, is he top 2? I was like,
that was a bad question.
Is he top 2? Like, I don't know. How can I answer that?
The first question was good, and everything else is grief.
Yeah, bro, you beat yourself. This was Roster Mania with Jogamo and
Damn, only one round?
Hope you enjoy.
Jeez, come on, man. We're in tech pause. In the meantime, we're gonna do 3-0 Valorant. We have a minute 30. I'm gonna do EMEA Prime. We'll do hard. Tech and 24. RB. I'm gonna have to pick RB. Really in 24 RB, his highest rated role is Duelist on Raze. That's interesting. JDG. Stu. I don't know, man. I forgot how to pronounce his name. But I need a better duelist. Oh, wait. We'll just get him. That's how we got 30 seconds. DFM 24. No May. Jeez. Cess. I can have Cess. Stacks, Vision Trackers. Easy. I have no idea. Oh, Cloud. We have Cloud. I'll take it. Jeez. No trophies. What are we at? Are we back?
Third map of Split, where all series ends with a banger on that map. But this second map of Lotus, yeah, I think it.
They're still in the range. Right now, I'll have it on my second monitor. I'll have it on my second monitor. Double do this. Let's do it again. Team Secret. Envy. Easy. Team Vitality in 25. Safe. Natural IGL. Ooh. Durka. Easy. Talon 24. Cruise, not a natural IGL. That's interesting. But we got Premier, Durka, and Envy. We can literally have anybody else and we'd be good. EDG? Come on, man. On Omen, 80 overall. But we have Chichu on Viper. Oh my god. We don't have it. Sheesh. Durka, Premi, could be Kong Kong. Oh my god. We're gonna have to do Chichu. 100 Thieves in 2022. I feel like Chichu could call. Honestly, I'd rather have Asuna on an off row. Jeez. Bonkar? Oh my god. We clearly went 3-0. Clearly went 3-0. No way. Wow. How? How? Sheesh, man. We're still not on. Alright, this is what I'll do. Alright, we'll go in APAC. Actually, we'll go in China. Korea 24. Gosh. I guess we have, yeah, we go MW0. All the pickup. Navi and 25. Angel, Natural, IGL. So, Hero. He's a higher rated initiator player. Jeez, man. We did have to pick up Ruxic. Data division last? Easy. Oh, wait. Should be fine. Fnatic and 24, Durka. Easy. B2. Baby Bay and Jogamo. Not bad. Durka, Jogamo, Ruxic, MW0, Laz. Josh RT 2. Surely win one at least. Wow. Think we're getting ready.
Backs against the wall, they're already down one map, and it's potentially one of the most important series they'll play in Stage 2.
Well, good news, folks. Just got word the game is good to go. So let's go ahead and get map 2 underway.
All right, let's do a speed run.
Here's Rip and Van Silly.
Boom.
We are about to get back into the action. We saw the players there doing a little agent selecting on their screens. A smile from
Crazy
Trent.
guy.
The fix of the
Cushy.
earphones by Baby Bet. There it is.
Demkin.
And we're good.
Demkin. Boom.
Right into the agent select, we'll notice here
Okay,
that there's no
comps,
changes. So back to
nothing
what we were
too
discussing
crazy.
before, the switches between, or the differences between the initiators from both the G2 and for Sentinels, and especially with G2 on the defensive side, expect for them, if it stays along the same type of style that they played against
RB, same team. We go with RB.
Fast satchels for fights right onto the boulders, onto the rocks, onto roots here to prevent any attackers from coming out.
10-10.
That's mainly here on the lower buys. So when it comes down to, again, the preparation from Coach Ewok and Gunter in this matchup, I think a game plan around the first 3 rounds here, from pistol round into anti-eco to bonus, should be fairly important for Sentinels to have a good start. Confidence to roll on their attack side as well.
Wow, we literally got the best
turned about was
potential
on the ultimates for German.
player.
Sometimes they had to chase a little too far. They would hit walls with Loud in those situations. So we'll keep an eye if that happens. If they've kind of shored up those protocols around the showstopper and when they want to focus on that, it didn't seem to have too much trouble switching to Neon. So
Ooh.
Getting into this. Watching G2 was
Yes.
spoke about their last Lotus match versus
We at least
Crew.
got one.
Those flashes to retake, they really allowed the site to get a little breathing room and then use Trent, the rest of the team, Baby Base Flash, to just crush down and squeeze Crew out of the site. Because everybody keeps planting back on that elbow if you're C, or towards that right side tree if you're A. Anywhere you get flashed in B. We'll see what happens. There's a lot that can go down here on Lotus. We are starting our second map of the series between G2 and Sentinels. And G2 needs this one to keep the series alive.
Going to the map vetoes as well here for G2. To go onto Lotus is also quite nice. We haven't seen too much operator coming out from Jerwin on the last matchup against Loud when they won 13-6. And that might be another thing that G2 is trying to eliminate in terms of the win cons for the Sentinels attack and defensive side. Speaking about defense aggro, it's G2 walking
Jerwin
on the
with a
first
pick.
blood. Doesn't matter.
But they have an insert.
The frenzy for Giacomo as he pitter-pats a little bit of damage onto the team of Sentinels, but yeah, quickly cleaned up. And G2 love pushing Mound there. It used to be messing with the door to start the round, and that is read by Sentinels.
Baby has info on the players. They're all making
It's a lot
noise.
easier for Sentinels to get into the A side. Now Baby Bay has no choice but to play this passively, despite him having all the Vice util over on the A side. This is still a lot of numbers to do.
Ooh, timing.
So he's going to try to hold behind this wall, get some backup from his team.
Oh, good isolation.
Get the answer back here.
And he stays alive.
That trade onto Baby Bay.
They're going to go into B.
This is nice. Trent was at a good spot here.
Oh, and Sentinel might throw this.
Easy escape on that one. He backpedals to add a little bit more aggression here. And this just has to be
Cortezia needs this go.
that they have the angles they're watching right now.
Okay, should sign sealed and delivered.
And they just wait for Trent here to make a mistake. Really nice use of the map towards that A side.
Oh my God. What a throw. What a throw. It was a 1v3 and we're deciding to triple peak.
A 3 versus 1 for Sentinels when it called the bingo when the last two players end up positioning for G2. And Trent pulls out magic one more time.
No.
No wonder he re-signed for another 2 years here with G2. Look at those shots.
I feel bad. I had no faith. I was in storyline mode. The man just hit every shot like it was nothing.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
I think no matter what team you root for, everybody was just up out of their chair or extreme O-face.
Remember,
All right.
this was a 5 versus 3 for Sentinels in the pistol round where they shut down G2. They read it perfectly into how G2
They're going
wanted
to force
open
into the
pistol.
second round.
They denied that push on that C mound.
Wow, that's a
Dismantled
tilter.
the A site, took down Baby Bay, but unfortunately just read the B and, well, read it correctly. They just lost here too. Such great aim by Trent. But this time around, it's a force buy that you see from Sentinels. Stingers across the board and looking to fight against a Spectre buy for G2.
Whoop. Up and
Cortezia's by himself.
Concussion for Jerwin as he
They
tries
don't
to get
have
into the site, but they should be able to waltz in now that that wall's down. Yeah, and this is a breathing room that G2 will give, and they just.
Oh, they need to fight
flashes.
together.
Nice nade, offsetting a little bit.
We're
of the
hearing some
defensive
comments.
push as Leaf starts off that kill feed in favor of G2. They're taking it slow. Yeah. Still no plan as Sentinels is trying to work that spike in, and G2 seems no reason to go any harder for this. One flash approach. Left, right clears. Sentinel's doing a good bit of damage here. Jogamo and some armor, but that's going to be it. G2 grab round 2.
It's a Spectre through the smoke too. That was very nicely done by G2 to just stall the attack for Sentinel's plant. You saw that they were themselves were really set up to play within the site with the Stinger buy, setting up an aggressive Viper wall to cut the rotates and to flood back from G2, but that was never needed. Great damage being done by Lee from the side of Waterfall, and that really shuts down Sentinel's attempt here to have a strong buy in his round number 3. Again, when it comes down to just a scoreboard, seeing the last 2 rounds being retakes that worked out for G2 in their favor, it's, again, magic that happened from the pistol round. Nothing that goes into the storyline of, yeah, G2's really good on retakes.
Jesus.
Quick push from Leaf. They identify B is not the strat, but yes, they have identified Redux. The push from stairs returns nothing. And it's just going to be the orb grab here for the inserts they did have.
Surprise too with the orb getting tapped up when the door is already red. Leaf decided to not break the door and spam through that wall to try to get that pick. I mean, he's got a Spectre to work with. He had no teammates to help crunch from the other side as well, so they wanted to play it safe and just allow here Sentinels to pick up some orbs. Jerwin being 2 away into the showstopper. Might try to lean back at least into a plant. Maybe see mount control if the orb wasn't picked up on that side. So one more time. Baby Bay is going to get contested here. Still great util from Jonah P to clear out the spot.
Got a flash just behind him. Oh, it doesn't hit too many, so he's just in the outright fight now. Tries to use the mound. Very nicely done to dip and dodge and get 2 out of that situation.
All right. It's going to go to map 3 at this point.
You could book it somewhere and win 1 single duel on this 1v4 for Jonah P and get a plant. He'll attempt it with 20 seconds left here to move into the C site. Just because the wall's not there.
Ooh. They take these rounds, Van, and it does feel like they've come to life. I mean, they had Leaf's knife on the other one that gave him momentum. Trent's clutch on this one. They just got to be feeling on cloud 9 right now.
Wow, this is an interesting buy coming in from Sentinels. Pay attention to that operator. It's not in the hands of Jerwin here. It's going to be on John Cutie. And respectable because he tries to play that like a chamber. Bring it out towards the A line, get a pick, get the wall up, try to fall back. This might be something, though, that G2 could be ready for. Remember, when it comes down to bonus rounds, quote-unquote, here for G2, because they've won 3 rounds in a row, they could be fairly aggro behind the raise and flash plays of both Trent and Jogamo.
They look to maybe punish Leaf with it right away.
John Q2 with an up.
Again, this is exactly where he got a kill last round.
They could push him out with a door tap.
Front side B. Pistol round-esque strat here from G2 as they pressure mound once again. A little bit more force as Jogamo is up on the angle. So a huge read from G2. Pretty much already on the round. They can flex already over towards B and lean towards A.
I love that. Just the prowler that you had from Jonah P. It goes up for a bit, so the call for Jonah P. to tell Jerwin to fall back for a bit. Don't over peek yet. And then he backpedal all the way back towards spawn to maybe try to win a duel against Jogamo here. But they both give up space. A little bit of pop damage being done here through strokes from the staircase. That's going to hurt a bit, but Jerwin
does have
all the way
ult.
back towards the A site to now activate
Looks like
the
a B split.
They'll finish towards the B site.
See that vice wall here, the utility.
Oh,
He's gonna
and
basically hatch that showstopper on Trent as Jonah P gets the kill. Jogamo's going to try to wreak
They
havoc
do
from
have
behind and make it feel weird to be
big
inside.
kill.
Plant is going to be fully down. G2 is just waiting for the right moment to get back in. A nice job by Sentinels to spread out for the site here. It's going to be hard to
Damn, that's a
identify all of their positions.
near
And
faultless.
maybe Bay achieves one of them. But it doesn't look
Guys
like he's
need to
gonna have
save the
too
money.
many options here to get out of this.
Dropped 31 last time around against Crew, but he won't.
Okay, maybe it was an
Decides to
overreaction.
fall back and save his weapon, and everything that worked, everything that was invested into the round here for Sentinels got value. So the operator from John Cutie still watching that B line to cut the rotates from the C line was actually quite nice. And again, that's thanks to all the information that John Cutie and Jerwin are gathering across the map at the beginning. You had a TP insert from Redux on the A side that says, okay, I'm not being pushed on that side.
Yeah.
So that's why they fall back. They try to scout towards C. They realize that push from G2. Then they could just activate it to a split on the B side, and it almost felt like Trent, if it wasn't for that showstopper, he was just trying to get one. Either it's the showstopper or the people behind him before Jerwin's able to react on the showstopper, but couldn't laser beam his opponents.
I see.
It was. And John Cutie's going to hold that up. And really able to play B lines and close up to the front side of B there. You're not playing against the Neon. You're not playing against something that's going to slide in your face here. So, yeah, they can get that pretty close up to the fight to help everybody and not just have to hold a long angle here. A little more of a feint towards A. And they just don't commit yet. They're expecting G2 to take their mound control again and Have that early control.
I think they might force the pivot and the speed up here for Sentinels over on the C line after they saw here a Paranoia come out. The dog's going to confirm for G2 side that nobody's leading there, but they're still really late to try to assist Baby Bay here.
He just dodges on the Nightfall. They realize sight's clear.
And German's isolated.
Leaf is actually just outside the smoke.
Takes a timing peek.
Nice little timing that he finds as well. As you have just the satchels coming in from one end, the other ones are blocked behind the wall, so you're just trying to isolate Gerwin for the pick, and it ends up being perfect.
Oh, that gets everybody.
Oh, good Cortez. Ooh, what a big kill by Cortez, yeah. Evens the playing field.
More trades. Sentinels do a bit of spamming
3v3.
here. Caught in the reload. Jogamo
Oh,
takes
he's one away from ult.
there. And knows he's going to be playing
He's
without
one
the
away
team
from
for this.
ult.
Ducks his head down, tries to play the micro. Holy moly. Beautiful job there, Cortezia, though.
Can't give up a kill. Can't give up a kill. He's one away from ult.
Jogmo's got a whole list of things to do in this
He
situation.
has no bullets. He has no bullets. How is he still alive?
Dance around, and John Cutie's going to find that kill. Another round for Sentinels.
Just seeing John Cutie and Cortezia playing the 2 versus 2 on that C-side, just reminiscent to how they played it in the past as well. In their last time that they played on Lotus, remember when Cortezia was telling John Cutie, this is a util that I have, this is how I could help you. Look at this timing. When the orb comes down, Flash comes out instantly, forces Trent to look away, to dodge that flash, to allow here Cortezia to get the instant pick.
Wait, he's an upper too?
He's a caller?
IGL Opper.
And you mentioned that the role he usually plays too is that Viper just on the right side of the map, with Sen making things happen on the left side. So they're ready to leave that op, like you said, in a chamber-like position at some point. And John just still receive info.
G2 they have a beach trap set
It's
up.
almost like a look of maybe a little bit like crew when you have like less as a cipher or whatnot.
They're dogging for info. Omen blind ready.
But it's the Omen that's lurking
But that might cancel the trap.
Redux was doing for the past couple of rounds, but it looks different this time around here for Sentinels.
Jonah's instant gonna re-clear. See that there's nobody behind the smoke.
Because they know G2 is going to be on a low buy, so they're trying to
Jonah may have a timing in B main. Oh, mini-map moment.
Yeah, Cortezia usually. Whoa,
Jonah does get out alive.
First few bullets there.
Gets 2.
Spike's still down, so this is all just investigative work that Sentinels is doing before they can confirm where they really want to go.
He's dragged 2 players, that is Jonah P rather, towards his B site. You should have an idea that there's a heavy lean
30 seconds
C
left.
and B, yet Sentinels are still trying to group towards that side. For
Jonah needs to peek for info again. Threatening a B, getting some rotators. That one moment. Oh, what an ult by Ja.
Jerwin goes down to the showstopper, but they're still trading on the low ground. Sentinels come up with 2 immediately to open the site, and they'll get a plant down with 10
seconds left.
To refresh the time a little bit.
The spam could be everything. Oh.
Nice block, good block.
Yeah, wall bangs are not hitting this time around.
Round.
1 on each end here. It's going to be tough
They don't know.
to coordinate this, but it is a possibility. Baby Bay starts.
Oh, and it's a big ult. It's a big ult.
They're trying to get into the corner. It seems like Cortezia was able to save the gun, so maybe he's the one to be the hero in this situation. Shorties are out. Shorties are ready.
And it's a
Baby
collapse.
Bay, though. He is the blender.
The blunder for Baby Bay, but a blunder for Sentinels. Because that door was opened up when they were trying to fight towards that C site for the plant. Yet I feel there was a little bit of a miscomm as to where Baby Bay came from. Because Cortezia was a little bit late to look back towards that C site. Or at least the C mound. He went back and forth until here. Actually, it's Jonah P, unfortunately, that gets caught. Activates now. The Steel Garden comes in for the mow down.
Bro, doesn't miss a beat chewing the gum either. This man is multitasking his brain off. Thrifty coming in for G2. Successful post-plant. Baby Bay on the Vizop. John Cutie on the Viper op.
Love the no man call there from Baby Bay. And that's what we're talking about. The satchel onto route denied by John Cutie.
He can hop.
Ooh. That's a back moment.
So, Vance. Oh
I mean, you can hear them running, but still to get that timing.
About the situation. Baby Bay's moving up closer
But
because he
they're
wants
about to
a
go
chance
off or
at it.
up.
And he'll quiet the op on the side of Sentinels for round 7.
And that's a big pick. With him falling back right now, and also this wall is actually being placed towards B. So it's still quite decent here for G2 to play this 2-1 setup. They're not playing as close because Jonah P's still available. They can still Prowler back towards the A line, so they just want to make sure that they could stay as far away as the Prowler utility.
I don't know why teams are scared to hit B.
Sentinels, but the call back from John Cutie, despite being calling it from the grave, is working out. The perfect read to move into the C site to contest against Baby Bay.
Almost finds one there. And he's always looking. It's like he has that
There's a
freedom
flank.
to the team. Let's Baby Bay
A
push
crunch
in
on the flank.
because the situations he can start to create are huge. Leaf trying one here. The door.
Oh,
the
Cortez.
gets the snap kill. Valen a little bit quicker there.
The fact that he gets out with one is crazy.
To the second.
Wow.
Bam shot, getting Redux before he even enters the fight.
1v2 with Jerwin here.
Didn't
even miss the timing.
Oh. A 4K from Baby Bay
Again.
into a 4K from Valen. G2 grab another round.
Big rounds. I mean, this scoreline is just unlucky for Sentinels. Because think about it, a 5-2 scoreline. You just talked about 2 quads from round after round. But the pistol round clutch as well from Trent.
Oh, that was disgusting.
So again, when it comes down to the macro and the calling from John Cuno on the attack side, it's to perfection. But the pulse plants, a huge issue for Sentinel so far. And that's just now on the micro. They're not playing perfectly to how we know Sentinels could really do. And they have to correct that, which is why Ewok's calling us timeout to discuss it with this team.
Vans, we're getting the op battles, we're getting people shot out of the air, we're getting people getting pre-fired before they swing a box. Oh, these guys are testing each other. And now a timeout for a moment of solace, just a break, so they can reset the thoughts to come in here even stronger as they come out of this.
We also have the display of the LAN experience too for these players. We had a little bit of a LAN special where Leaf was going for that backstab on that C mount, and he had Cortezia dead to rights, but heard the rumbling of the crowd in the Riot Games arena, and Cortezia turns around for that flick for the pick. But at the end of the day, though, again, the storyline is G2's highlight kills out for so many of these players so far. It's not going to be BBB trailing 31 kills like he did against Crew. It's going to be all of these players so far fun in their moments. So yeah, keep working on the micro right now for Sentinels. Clean things up a little bit into the pulse plan, and they should be fine here for the rest of the attack side. This round a little bit more difficult though, because they have Sheriffs to work with, only half armor across the board. Interesting enough here, it's a Leaf that's rifling. So both Vipers opting rather not rifling for either team. And it works out for the first blood.
Slow double peek. One is surely to fall when Leaf is looking down that scope. Jerwin 2 away. And looks like it's going to be a bit of a ruse commitment here if they do decide to keep that far up at C. No. It's a full reset here. They're going to go back to spawn. G2's got a pretty good read on the round, though, so nobody's moving. The util's still set up. Sentinels are going to have a pretty hard time squeezing through this.
I'm also very okay to see Leaf, the one opting for G2 so far. When it comes down to who's ever anchoring on that C site, the responsibility is there. I think the switch up that you have from G2 to put Baby Bay on a rifle on that B site, you see him playing behind Razor Vines and a Flash. He's just expecting, because Sentinels has a low buy, they have to finish last second for a plant into the B side. Kind of like playing Haven. You're on an eco, just bring your numbers in towards the B side, try to get a plant. But Sentinels are trying to move inside A. The Boombot's going to get some info of the push of Jerwin on the top of the staircase.
Yeah, and now he expects another person to be there. Rightfully so. 20 seconds on the clock.
They're needing to hit B. They drew out the paranoia, which isn't that bad. Info and a double. There's one more on site.
The spike's not even getting planted just yet. That's going to be clean. It'll give Sen a little bit of time here, but how much is the question? Oh, Valen actually is going to have to eat those bait shells. Tries to get a trade off in time as Trent fighting with Jonah P back and forth. And they're just looking for safety around the outside as they get pushed around here. Jonah P solo, and yeah. It was a matter of time. They were just sniffing out the ring around the rosy. G2 comes up with another round, 6-2, as they start to take full control from the defensive side.
Yeah, and Jonah needed the ace to really get in there for the win for Sentinels on that eco. But again, good util coming out for that side of G2 to really get into that side. First off, him coming out for the trade. So when you look at the protocols from the timeout from Ewok saying play off each other a little bit better, and you're still allowed to do some good damage onto G2. Some good damage onto G2 in the previous round and get a plant down to keep the economy up. Now, an opportunity to swing things very aggressively for Sentinels. One pip away from Cortesia with the ult, but they could move in very quickly. With all the ults available for the side of Sentinels.
Yeah, the Vice ult's really big on this round. I feel like you use yours first, you lose, right? Cortesia can actually get that up this round. We'll see how it plays out. Just a dog over towards rocks, trying to clear out those roots. And that space is going to be taken by G2. It's been mound, it's been roots. They've just given a little bit more info, and the pit immediately. Wow. So the rest of G2 can start to lean fully over to the left side here and make Sentinels uncomfortable. That means Sentinels is going to have to go. Druin activates the showstopper, but everybody's hiding behind the curtain, so it doesn't even matter.
The thing is for Sentinels right now is that they might have to use all of their ults in this round just to capitalize on round number 3. So they'll try to get in this site, get this pit onto Waterfall to cover up on that side and maybe towards spawn.
Grenade
so
for water.
Spam from mound.
Yeah, Sen needs to start inserting a lurk, but they don't.
Just tries to play the growth of the pit for a second here. Here come the Vice ults. And there goes Cortesias. So they trade them one after the other. Everybody's got to separate for a moment.
Cortesia's pit doesn't.
Try to cause some trouble. Redux with the classic. Gets a kill as Valen trades that
Cortesia's pit doesn't cover spike.
Sentinels are hiding outside. A really nice spot for John Cutie as he's cooked.
That was a huge paranoia.
The defuse.
They're sticking it.
Baby,
Oh, they somehow still win.
G2 members are wiped out, and Sentinels can breathe easy.
Dude, that was such a nice try, though. You saw it from that mini-map. The paranoia from Valen from the waterfall hit all 3 players in the front of that C site. 2 on the mound, 1 on the other. And as they're getting deafened, they stuck onto the spike for G2, and he was just inches away of defusing it under Sentinels' nose. That kill was huge from Jonah P as well, because that backstab could have been everything.
Yep.
And look at that. Just all 3 of them somehow instantly laying up the scoreboard when BBB almost had that defuse. But remember, like I said, they use a lot of the ultimates just to get that 3rd round here for Sentinels. So things reset
need
now.
at least 5.
G2 are going back into the mount control. It's a mixed bag of tricks, though, for G2 in terms of the econ.
Oh, what a flash.
Valen gets 2 with a stinger.
What a return on that investment.
Double flash peak. That was super nice. Paranoia to a sky flash.
They've been trying to set it up every time. It's rinse and repeat till it works. And the reason they really don't fail on it is because you can always get out if you realize it won't work that time.
And the fun part about it, too, is usually when you're getting flash like that, you're just going to spray, hold mouse 1 with what's in front of you, hoping to get that person that's spraying towards the front, which is why Jogimo's satchel's on the top of the wall, like they tried to do a couple of rounds ago, so they could at least trade on that.
The trade.
At the end of the day, it becomes just great shooting from Valen, this time from Baby Bay. With 40 seconds left on the clock and a 4 versus 2, I'm not too sure if you want to try to commit this for Sentinels, but John Cutie has been pretty good with the operator when they're scaling up here.
Just no time.
Such an interesting choice for this. Honestly, still seeing John with an up. And
They're going to have to start to make noise.
2v4.
15 seconds left.
Nothing really else to choose. 3 seconds left. TP's over. Gets that plant down.
Wow, what a...
Just on the other side. Nice shot. John Cutie makes a case for it. Sentinels could bring it to 4 here. They've identified another. Paranoia is going to be good. They're just, I mean, Redux is making the noise, but John's silent.
No, no one's taking heaven now. Oh, Redux needed that.
But now it's going to be tough.
John with an op and a retake.
You know he's not inside that smoke from that boom bot.
He has one bullet.
In that mag, hits it as always up into the air, almost gets a hit onto Trent, but the defuse was coming through anyways in that time as G2 swarm it. Grab a 7th round here in the first half versus Sentinels.
Another one of those low buys for G2 that is converted into a round on Lotus so far, displaying a very nice defense. Yeah, the flash actually hit Joggable at the same time as well, but it does its job.
I need
There's so
energy
much
drink.
util to take down those 2 players in front of that C mount. Sentinels had no chance. Unfortunately, no magic. Unfortunately, no luck on the side of Sentinels when they're at a deficit. Unlike the past couple of rounds here for G2 when they're met with adversity. I'm always going to think about that piss round from Trent in that first round.
Yeah.
Rolling back the oh my Trent days.
Honestly, G2
Center in a one.
where you might think they're down in a series, they're the ones you were talking about, find themselves in the regional
Jonah doesn't
finals
take any
since
damage.
2025. They're a team that figures out how to get past the tough situations. Here, it's just a second map they've seen. They're able to flip Sentinels on their head to start it off.
Because it is definitely going to hurt G2 in my eyes, their morale, right? We'll hold that thought for a second because I think this wall is going to come down and Jangamo might try to go for a pick.
Everybody scatters. The lights turn on. And 50 seconds on the clock as the spike is indecisive.
They're gonna wait for another refill, and they're gonna.
Looks like it's gonna be break room into B for the end of the strat, and they've chosen well.
They're gonna be split.
Leaf will be able to delay a little bit, but shouldn't be able to delay everybody.
As soon as they break this door too, Jogamo should be rotating towards
Redux doesn't have a gun.
because he has that showstopper to engage on the retake. It's a nice snake bite as well for Leaf to stall towards
20
break
seconds
room, giving
left.
A chance here really for that rotate from Jogamo to happen.
Redux can't pick up a gun now though.
G2 here, so the firepower is
I
present
think
to take one member
Sen
down.
should try to omen ult.
Just come out, nicely shot over. Not going to worry about the teammates as the fight comes first. Jogamo.
Big kill.
His radar's beeping. Someone's close enough. And now what a retake there. Nicely used on the Seekers. We really haven't seen the power of that just yet coming from G2 to throw it at Sen and just take all that space right back.
At least they save the op into the next round for John Cutie on the attack. That's gotten value for a bit. But again,
Sen isn't really taking any timings. Nobody's really lurking. Nobody's trying to break, trying to trip the device wall. They're just completely ignoring it.
We talk about a team that's always
Doesn't make
so dominant in
sense.
the Americas and always falls short going into the internationals. So if they start losing matches and start losing that title of being the most dominant team in the Americas as well, it's just a drop off from the organization of G2 as a team. They want to make sure right now that they made the right choice by keeping Baby Bay, bringing in Leaf to still be a top dog in the Americas. A TP towards the back of the spawn, and Valen shuts down Redux.
Frag and IGL can't catch him off guard like that. The Seize is there, deafened, but it doesn't matter. He can still see the target, and that's all that matters for Valen. 12 and 5 there on the scoreboard as C is completely locked down here on the Sen fast strat.
It's interesting too, because usually the Omen TPs are holding towards this side, so you can really pull out the defense all the way towards that back to deny that pinch
Give
to
it to him
happen.
on the front step.
Exactly. At the front step, you get the insta-pick towards that side, and you don't have to fully turn your back to into the C main, which allowed here Leaf to get the op shot right into the heart of Sentinels. That spike down, a triple high-low, spikes being guarded, and it's basically mission impossible for Sentinels in this last round of the half. G2 looking to bring this forward to a 9-3.
Talk a little bit about G2's prowess and them being at regionals, and this is one of the stages, Vans. I think we've seen some of
30 seconds left.
the biggest ramp up from 100 Thieves, Sen, G2, you know, Lev still up there. A lot of people are playing at the top of their game. So it will require everything from these teams. Still here on the play as they mill about at the bottom of the site. G2 finds their targets. 9-3 first half. And that did not seem like they broke a sweat.
Been pretty dull.
I mean, they sweated
G2 just seem like the better team. Their micro is a lot.
And going into like the second quarter of this matchup,
Their
yes,
micro
definitely.
and macros
Very
just
strong, confident here
been
on the
better
defensive
this
side.
map.
That masterclass calling from John Cutie was
Again, the attention to details, man. SEN are paying. Hey, either we TP past the vice wall to take a timing and create a lurk with our omen, or we trip it so that it keeps the defense honest.
If you see something and it's not actually there, you're gonna miss your shot. Black equalizer and vibrance, I can react quicker to it, I can shoot better at it. And that way I can always trust him, that I can just focus on competing. My performance will always be at the top level.
Zowie.
We go legendary. Yeah, we taking it straight to the moon. These diamonds just lit up the room. I go celebrate with my dog.
All right, baby, let me be the first to congratulate you. 31 kills for your age of 31.
That's not true.
How old are you?
That is slander. I'm 25 biologically.
Important description there. Can we? Oh, let me ask you. Will we ever see you at 100? So like 100 for 100?
I mean, that would be insane. That would actually be insane. I'll go for it. I'll try.
I'll hold you to it.
If I can survive to 100, I will try to get 100 kills.
I'll survive to 100 and make sure you like get 100 kills. I got you.
Fire. Yeah, great.
Best of luck.
It's just a G2 map. Nothing else to say. We're gonna do this real quick. Real quick. Cruz Heracles. This is a dog. We got a championship IGL. Come on, man. DRX22, one of the best initiators. Alright, we're gonna have to scrap this for next round.
For Sentinels too. Looking to fight and crunch towards Mound. So any type of contact that comes across, they tap that door, they fight, while they still also manage to take control of the front B side. Almost crew-like ways here from when they first were discussed as being one of the best teams that we have in on Lotus. Just to allow here fast rotates through these revolving doors.
Just waiting for the full clear.
I need a pistol or else this map is over.
And they're going in.
Big
Full
blind.
death ball here. The right clicks are counting. Oh my gosh. Great damage coming in from the snake bite too to help clear up some of those kills. Yeah, G2 really didn't even see anything they wanted in the site. They died to Sentinels and can't follow up. So
3v5 retake isn't set favorable.
Very well a flawless.
And should be taking space, take a mid walk.
No, German got that
Or
headshot
sorry,
through
not a
the
mid
wall
walk,
there
a
onto
B.
the satchels in
B
from
main
John.
walk.
Only had one left going into that one, but that became a nice paranoia from Redux as well.
Nobody's rotating. They're willing to retake A.
In my eyes, then it's a missed piece of util utilized here by Jogimo. Trying to use it potentially to break Razor Vines or something like that on the ground instead of really trying to disrupt towards Bend, which allowed that crossfire to stay clean.
They threw this 2v5 retake.
Sentinels as John Cutie just got a nice little flick there onto Baby Bay.
Quality tackle.
I may have to do some jumping jacks.
All right. Spike money feels good for G2. Maybe able to get some sort of a buy-in here to make it tough. I think 9-3 usually just wait it out. And where's the push going to come from? Playing together.
There's our low.
The praying mantis style defense here from G2.
Dead.
They make you think for a sec. You know, you can't count anything out in this series right now. But yeah, not this time. Sentinels lock it up, and they'll grab pistol.
It was night 2 for Sentinels to just wait for the gas on the side of Leaf to deplete, to engage back into the flood, because yeah, it would have been some big surprises. Okay, I take it back. The paint shells did land towards that bend.
Yeah.
I just saw it just behind here. I thought it was just bouncing off the wall into the
all
front
we needed
seat.
was pistol, so trust it.
All we needed was pistol.
All right, let's see it.
It's going to have to turn into 9 more rounds from all that we needed. All right. Talked about those Bulldogs earlier. Sentinels doesn't really go for any of the heavy buys as they come out of pistol there. No Phantoms, no Vandals.
It's going to be a C hit, but G2 just have pistols. Oh, they just want an orb. And SEN couldn't let him take orbs every single round.
See how Sentinels are just really waiting for anything to happen so far. Finally, they're using Prowlers to clear out that minute mark. Oh, that's a nice flash, though.
Well, still cleared. Even Paranoia, Jerwin plays close enough to make it not matter. And just like that, every time G2 have approached the site in this second half, they have been quickly shut down.
Cover going out.
Quick smoke. Oh. Cortezia heard every bit of that. Oh, but wait, alerted. Makes the situation a little awkward, but should be able to clean it up.
Okay, and it's a
here.
flawless.
There's a nice push from the door coming out of Jerwin and the rest of the
Not
team.
bad.
Forward cleans
Not
up
bad
that
from
second round
SEN.
after a little bit of runabout.
Great ways for Sentinels to build up the economy for the last 2 rounds, right? We talked about a 5 versus 2 that only lost 1 player in the process, and this one a flawless in the second one. So to try to build up the operator for Jerwin potentially here into the next round on the defense. Well, I guess after the bonus round, let's start spinning that right away. Nice little hopscotch there by John Cuny.
With the Spectre.
He walks enjoying himself.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's really flustered by the 9-3 scoreline going into the half 2 and all the clutches that happened for G2 on the first half. But let's see how G2 attacks their gun round against Sentinel's bonus.
You might claim. Can we chill? Back up. Smoke. Good, hold it. Spamming off you. I can dog. Watch out, C push. Let's hold our gaps. There's 2A at least. Could be distraction play to piece. Just dog with the wall. Ready? 3.
And that's a call, at least. Oh, well, no, there's 3. And
Two more. Okay. They only.
in that scenario, you probably target lock. You're jumping too wide.
Not peeking.
Exposed to other players.
He just reprowed A. Dre, you can green light with
Probably thought he got the kill.
He's reprowed again. 3, 2. Keep walking then. Insta walk.
4v4.
Box is not clear.
They orbed up.
It's okay. Clearing the box.
They're trying to rotate with that.
Take break. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Cortezia.
Break.
And it's just.
2A, right? It was, yes. Smoking. Should we crunch C-Link? Should we crunch C-Link or no?
Yeah, you guys can. There's no wall.
Okay, I have to hold B. We have good post here.
Okay.
Watch
Good,
out
heal me,
scrims.
Trent.
I have
Dre,
front
just
B.
go, yeah. We have re-wrap, okay? Just you guys can play a little bit back.
Yeah,
I'm playing bull then. So leave me inside.
I got flank.
Wall's dead, it's nice.
Already close flank. Holding with you.
No, you two.
Beautiful.
Dry swings.
I'm flanking him. I think he's heaven.
Yeah, you guys are good. You guys are good. Don't
Flashing through the wall.
Does he walk?
He's
on
in.
site. I'm flanking him. Just chill. Just chill. He doesn't
Guys,
win.
careful scrim
I'm
through the
reloading.
wall,
Hold.
He can't win. He can't win.
Break room side?
Break room side or
break,
pit?
yeah.
He's saving break.
What the fuck? How did you get there? Hey, good.
I'll make sure I wall your guys'
ninja.
A.
Make sure no ninja. No,
next
it's
time.
okay.
Alright, heard. Well, they didn't know I fucking lurked. I didn't show it all.
Good.
Yo, I
You're
could
saving a
execute
bulldog,
hold on.
dog?
So from those comms, the green light too, the work towards the A side. So that's another way for
They're
them to
saving a
activate going into the
bulldog?
next round. But the comms continue to be very clean for the
All the
side of
guns
G2.
that dropped, and we're
As much as
saving a
we praise
bulldog.
how, you know, on a 2 versus 2 scenario that John Cuny and Cortezia, the comms around Sentinels are always really good to share the util that they have against each other. But the instant reaction out of the calls into micring from Valen is quite nice.
Yeah.
Because as they get met up by Jerwin pushing for the judge and they say tuck, nobody's really over committed. Just wait that towards that lobby. And then to just make sure, too, that they clear out every single one of these corners. So now G2 reaching double digits. We talked about the operator available for Sentinels, but it's a glass cannon for Jerwin, who stops Baby Bay with the walk down.
Knocks him down right away. They may not have seen the lurk last time, and they won't see it this time because he goes down. Cortezia also picks up the Odin here in round 16. Saw that from him a bit on Summit. We'll see what he can produce on Lotus. Now the rotation from Jerwin with that operator now to strengthen the A side, who's already have Jerwin and John Cuty.
This is so good rotation by Jerwin. If there's an overcommitment from Leaf into Spawn, almost caught him though, as Jerwin was trying to rotate towards the A site.
Whoa.
This might be a cancel for G2 to go back towards that B site though. After the paranoia thrown by Redux, and they know the rotate from Jerwin. I don't know if re-hitting's a good idea here.
Sentinels is somewhat rotating back to their positions too. If that was the case, a quick shot, the no score, the quick scope misses. Up
Let's
and
get a
over.
kill.
There's a little too much to look at there for Jerwin.
Bro.
And Leaf gets the rope kill. A little bit of parkour to put a cherry on the round, but it would all be about getting that 11th one over on Sen here. John Cutie tries to move in. That low regen armor. Doesn't even have any chip utility he could absorb to make it look like it's a good situation or a bad one for him. So it's just going to be the straight up fights.
Yeah, leave it to his hands here to try to clutch it. So with that drop, you know he's definitely committed to move inside this A site.
Right tap. Not yet. Oh, there's a bit of a gap. And he knew it. A quick one. The timing will allow him to swing. And Leaf is going to duck right under that crosshair. John Cutie falls, and that's 11 for G2 Esports.
Yeah, another day there for Sentinels. It's in that scenario. Just before the plant came in for G2, they just had to hit their shots. Jerwin did a nice little opener here, but there you go. Redux had him dead to rights. And then the op shot from Jerwin just missed on that second player, which gave so much space for G2 to take and capitalize there on Jerwin as he was forced to reload or switch weapons.
The button is hit. Ewok will have a chat with the team. Feel like they maybe are giving too much respect to G2 on those rotations. Rotating a little bit, but either doing it all or nothing kind of thing is where they need to be at. Because that seemed like an almost wanted to be everyone, and then they second guessed it when Sentinels really took the site. I'm sorry, G2 really took the site.
Yeah, I think the all or nothing is going to be the discussion out of this timeout because the economy is very low for the side of Sentinels. I do have to say, though, that they did, despite the scoreline, play it aggressive, and they did want to disrespect G2, which is why Jerwin was able to completely shut down that C line at first. You see now Sen City and the Riot Games Arena are trying to support the Sentinels team to bring and reel this back. But if you want to stick to the script, we'll have a banger of a third map if it goes to split. And I'm not ready to finish this night yet. So showstopper in favor of Jerwin right now, and they are going for the gamble. We talked about a low econ in this. With this timeout, it's the all-in. Half shields across the board as well.
Yeah. Frogamo is going to be able to flex his muscles here in sight. To stab out the Prowler. Baby
Jesus, man.
Up 2 on the extremity. And actually brings Jerwin to 20. There's nothing that Sentinels wanted.
Wow.
Draws Jerwin in the air.
But to commit that onto BBB is huge, because now he's got 20 HP with a regen, and they don't have it for the retake.
They get him back into the fight. Maybe that counts enough.
Wow, if Sen win this round, if Sen win this round, it'd be a 10 HP 1v2 in a high-low.
All done here, and G2's going to grab that match point. There it is. Valen takes the shot to clean up the round and put the pressure fully on Sentinels.
And BBB learned from his mistakes in that previous round, just tucked in a little bit more towards that right side, so he's not going to be showing his elbow in case there was some sort of operator or outlaw walking down. Look at how so tucked in he's in front of the quad boxes there on that C line to take 2 picks and to give here a great position for G2 in the post plant to flip the side as well to fight against a rotate. They knew it was going to be weak side on a retake for Sentinels, and now we have a 12-9 score line. Doable.
I love that we have John Cutie and Valen on top for the score lines. Both IGLs trying to lead their teams to victory here. And G2 has just had the swing of fences every
Jesus, man.
Again, points up to the upper deck with the first kill on the round.
Dude, I never saw him in,
yeah.
in a POV of Jerwin. That was sick.
Trent just on the other side. I mean, even under casting, in casting utility, he still has time to get the kill there. It just seems like they're catching
the
Sentinels
bullets
in the process of everything.
Oh, Jonah P still survives,
Still
though.
3v3.
Got that safety jump in there.
So Seekers and Dog both spotted Jonah P and John Cutie on top side. Here's a TP towards spawn. Oh, thank God. Valen's not sticking it, but he still gets the information that they're playing passively for Sentinels inside the A site.
Baby Bay just got ult. Everybody's actually staying pretty far outside, so they should be able to dodge that, keep the arsenal alive if it's used here. I mean, it has to be, right?
Nah, the one in tree is going to get fully hit by that one too, but instead, G2 wants to play the contact.
Oh my God, fail.
30 seconds left.
He drops it. Oh!
It's a
John Cutie
2v2.
picks it up. He's going to go ahead and get that Phantom. Waiting for the team, but
Truly
he's
a John moment.
They're going to try to squeeze him in on this one, but he's not going to be taken down.
Cortezia.
Here comes the ultimate from Baby Bay. Oh no, Baby still has his. That was
Wow.
Cortezia's to pressure the moment. Oh my God, so much happening in the end of these rounds, and Sen, they're going to read it all and take one for themselves.
That was insane by John Cutie. To be able to stay alive in that back of the site and to delay enough for Cortezia to move in with him for the high-low to get that final kill onto Baby Bay.
Jeez.
It almost feels like they wanted to play aggressively. They were the ones here for G2 that wanted to disrespect Sentinels
Come on,
here.
believe in this shit. Come on,
Why
let's go.
does everyone push you there? I know. I smell so good.
And that's exactly my question as well. You have the steel gun in towards the end. You have the information of where John Cutie's at. You can plan to play the post plant.
Exactly.
But they just wanted to try to finish the round now for G2. Instead, Sentinels has some room to breathe. Ults as well that they could cycle to start the comeback in this game.
This round starts loud, but it's just utility. Everybody's still milling about the map.
So G2, C-mount control,
right away here.
getting the device set up. Cortezia
into the round at sea.
would need
You know
one.
exactly where the flashes are being set up here by Cortezia, who hasn't really set up.
6
quick
HP,
changes.
still holding on to it.
Shot him in the big toe. Enough for him to get a kill as they trade through. Remember, this is a little bit of a lower buy for G2 here, so anything they can pick up helps.
4v4 retake.
The two
Jonah
times
P
they had
has
the big
ult.
bag of tricks on this map, they convert it into a W. Now they have a post plant. Thankfully, though, for Sentinels, the Nightfall would be huge here. For
They have an
Jonah P.
outlaw.
You'll scale back
3
with the
players
rest of
are
the team from the
1
top
shot to
spawn.
an outlaw.
Kill here fast enough for John Cutie means pit 2, but he's going to be one of the last ones entering into the fight. The Nightfall goes through. Jogamo's just on the outside towards elbow. He's going to be able to deny anything
Oh,
on that.
that's-
John Cutie gets his ult. Not even going to be necessary as they start to
Oh,
move
almost
in.
got the
Jonah P.
collab.
The door game. Jerwin's trying to play it. Come in at the right time. What a clean up on Trent. It's going to be another
Wow.
one, too. That's going to be the defuse. Sentinels somehow stay alive on that one, knowing they can push in with confidence to the low buy if G2 was all they needed.
So we talk about continuing the ult cycles. Jonah P using it. It doesn't hit too many people, but it does give enough information that players are playing outside of the C site. So to open that door for Jerwin to take control and also just dominate that 1v1 against Trent. And with those kills and a retake, another ult is available for Sentinels. That's a pit available for John Cutie. Gonna instantly set it up here towards the C line, and the yacht from Jerwin. Maybe to start. That might be the first thing. If he doesn't see any pressure coming on that side, he might save the pit for a later round if you're able to survive this round here.
They push Jerwin off the line. He still wants it, though.
Oh.
My God, Phelan is so quick with it. This series, especially on Lotus. We said he's leading the team right now on that scoreboard, and the confidence is bringing everyone with
Viper
him.
ult,
Looks like they
I
are going to
mean,
still set up on
clear.
C here.
Weak C
Wall's
side.
going to help John Cutie. They'll have Razor Vines to support from Cortezia, and a Snakebite still available as well. So G2 realizing here
And
that they
Sen
can't
have
really
mount
move into the
control.
wall. With the insert from Valen, he hears it from his point of view, but it's going to force now G2 to pivot elsewhere across the map.
This is, except for Jogamo, this is one of those low buy armors for G2 now, as the teams are just sorting their economy back and forth to keep the best buys for themselves here.
Spot the op. Big
And that's a
kill.
clear, great combo.
They're going to hit C.
The smoke throwing towards that staircase, though. They know here for Sentinels that it's a G2 pivot back towards at least C.
All right, here's that ult we were talking about. John Cutie was able to grab last round, is almost forced out of it immediately.
Oh,
but he's
big
got
pick.
Cortezia just on his left now. Is John
Gonna drop.
starts
They are
off,
low.
and there's
Yep.
a 1 and a 2.
Cortezio 3.
How much they energize the site retake.
I think I need 10. I need 10 for at
like it was
least
no problem.
to get 10 for me to believe.
Remember, Chad, this was also another 12-5 scoreline. Sentinels are finding life here to fight back on the defensive side. And the interesting thing right now is 3 rounds are strung in a row by Sentinels, yet G2 still has 2 timeouts to work with. But Josh RT doesn't want to call any single one because he doesn't want to give a chance here for Ewok to chat to his team. Remember the first map, that was 2 rounds converted from the timeouts from the side of Sentinels. And you don't want to give him a chance to come back in this game.
Oh, Op gets
He does
out.
have a good success rate coming out of
G2
those
might just
timeouts for
walk
the
out.
Sentinels. It's a great point that Josh would just allow Valen and the team to flow through this. It's one more round. There's nothing you can really tell them to make that happen. It's just got to be the shots.
G2 really want the
Gerwin's
safe
a little bit
space.
lower here. Another low buy for G2.
Op is rotating.
For the next one.
They still have the
Sentinels are
contested
seeing what they can
space.
source out, knowing this lower buy could create a little something weird here for G2. They wait patiently with a few of these inserts.
Oh,
Yep.
Prowler missed, but yet somehow Redux still gets that kill on
Jonah P might get blinded.
They're really reading each other right here. They're just waiting to see who
Stinger
makes the
is-
trade first. Sentinels coming up actually on top of that one. 2v4 now is
Redux
G2
so low. Both players are low.
their way in. They're just being pressured to do so. The TP
Stinger moment.
got a bit of a sneaky play here. And John Cutie a
Ooh.
bit quicker on the trigger.
Ooh.
Keep Sentinels in it 12-9.
And now 2 of those mixed buys from G2 not converted once they take the attack side as well, and you're starting to see the confidence coming out from Sentinels. And what was lacking from their attack side of not playing together has been nothing but near perfection for all of these rounds on the defensive side of how they're playing their defense for Sentinels as well. Now converting 4 rounds in a
Dang,
row.
we
all
haven't finished the
available for
second
Cortezio
map.
with the Outlaw, and he's holding that solo towards
And
the
this
side.
game is already
That
about to
gives
be
confidence here for Sentinels
2
to
hours and
focus
30
all their
minutes.
resources to fight onto the C mound, where G2 is currently starting.
I was gonna say, do they push? It feels like they've had such an advantage, just almost being a nuisance, but
G2
not
might
really
fight
revealing
into the
themselves here.
C
It seems like they definitely sniffed out John Cutie.
mount space.
You see, it's a similar setup to how G2 is currently playing towards mound, but really the only thing that they have is a paranoia to stall that. But you can't really throw that paranoia because it would hit John Cutie at the same time. So it just becomes one of those try to get away from a
Wow,
different angle. And
that's-
speaking about angles, nice little sliver peek out
Oh. Oh my god. Should I believe? Should I believe? Should I believe?
as well. I think
Should I
it's about time to
believe?
call the timeout for Josh RT.
You might have to. You might have to. The operator, as you said, the Odin being out, puts Sentinels back in their full defensive mode, where they know exactly what they want, when they'll peak, and what makes them peak. And really, it's their own terms on that one. Hit the button.
And I got a slow-mo cam for the button.
And he was reluctant to hit that button, but he also smashes it with anger. Very disappointing on the look of G2 here on their attack side. And I feel like that pivotal moment, it was when we were trying to fight John Cutie inside that pit. Instead of playing into the protocols that G2 is always so good at, to get the plant down, utilize the ult to their advantages, play off the spike and play off the time. And since that round as well has been the Sentinel string of rounds on a defense. And when you're looking at the timeout too, the economy is still very abundant for Sentinels versus what's left for G2. It'll be another low buy once again, just enough so they can have a strong buy for the last round, potentially if this is pushed to another last round of regulation. Let's think about that timeout, what they have here. For me, it looks like a very quick explosion. A paper rig style where you just flash towards that front of the B site, double satchel in with that showstopper, get that space,
Yeah.
and play inside the site with the stingers. But Sen City and the fans right now don't want it to happen. They want to see Sentinels push this into overtime.
Pop with a result.
Very likely a top 2 spot on the line through this series.
Oh, missed
And
timing.
Sentinels is making a run for it to make sure G2
They have
doesn't
sight
have
without
a
the
say
result.
there. Right towards B, G2 instantly inside the site. It's going to be actually hard to
Yep,
take this back from the
it's gonna be a
Stingers from the
hard
pit.
retake.
And the fact that
They
were able
needed
to
to
get
kill
into there
Raze.
without using a showstopper is huge. Now they have big ults to use into the post plan. It's
They
going to
need
be
to at least try to bait
so
it.
many ults on this 5 versus 5 retake.
Steel Garden. I mean, it's going to hit everybody except for Leaf. Or, I'm sorry, except for Baby Bay on the outside. They start to go in. The kills coming through fast for G2, but
Jerwin has an op.
cause for pause there as Sentinels get a scratch back. Are they moving too slow is the question. No, there's 3 more from Sen. Leaf is that one alive inside the pit. This is going to be incredibly big from Redux, and it's Leaf. The round they needed to push it to split. G2
Drawing 3
take
maps.
Lotus.
Almost had that flick there from Redux to save that round for Sentinels. But the fact that Sentinels allowed G2 to get into the site with all of these ults was unfortunately the mistake that cost them dearly in this second map. But look at how it started. The snowball of rounds thanks to Trent's clutch right here. But it's good here to see the resilience of Sentinels in the second half to make it so close, to almost push this into the last round of regulation. But this also means that Split is going to be another banger.
Absolutely. We see both teams ramping up for the culmination of Split to happen right now. And Josh RT's big red button is a Lotus winner that gets us there. We'll be right back. More VCT Americas right after this.
All right.
Headhunter ends it.
Redux, even though he's accounted for, he's still finding the damage.
Welcome back, everyone. We talked a little bit about what was going to happen between G2 and Sentinels on this map, especially with a little bit of the mental games between the two IGLs. So let's take a look at things that happen and things that change coming into this map. First of all, we need to address the elephant in the room. Yes, John Cutie was playing with the operator on attack a lot, and that is not something that we see very often. But let's look at the mental games between Valiant and John Cutie and see why this was so important into that first half. First of all, you're going to be seeing a Sentinels on attack that before was playing a lot of 4-1s, leaving John Cutie here by himself, and also a G2 defense previously that was playing a lot with that Vi setup heavy on C. Now, the dynamics here are changing because it's a read between the two. And as you see this play out early on, you see the active part for G2 is actually going to be on that C side. They're trying to get that information early on because Sentinels, when they're going for a fast hit, it's mainly going to be based on that information and that space that they get towards Mount. So they're going to fight towards Mount passively, playing around this one way that they have. Well, on the other side, you know, Baby has nothing to worry about. He has his Vi set up over here. There's some flashes going around and there's some information from both of the initiators across the map. But what matters the most is this Prowler is going to be sent for Jenna P. And although he's going to spot one player, what this is going to happen, or what this is going to turn is into some of the players here for the defense going all the way back. The information that they have for Sentinels is going to immediately allow them to rotate. And in the meantime, these two players towards B, they have nothing to worry about because you have an operator that is holding an angle, and that is something that is going to be crucial as the rest of the round is going to play out. G2, they have that information. They know they can pinch as well around this B side, and even though they don't end up winning this round, you can see as this moves on, that Trent gets pinched. John Cutie is going to end up finding a pick with the operator that you're going to be seeing throughout this first half. And it's a G2 that ends up backing up. But what it tells you for sure is that G2, they have a good setup planned around some of the aggressive plays that Sentinels had in that previous series and around some of the things that they could do eventually. This is what allowed them to have such an advantage into that first half going into the second one. But for more on this, let's send it down to Bren and Goldenboy on stage.
Thank you so much, Professor Dryad, for that goodness there, and we learned a little bit about what made that Lotus map, click. And of course, it's map 3, so we got to be out with the people in the crowd, hanging out with the homies, yapping some video games.
Yep, I mean, it has been an unreal electric series. Lives up, I think, to the stakes that are involved with this one. These are two teams desperate for a win here. Yeah. And I mean, there was tension on the faces, I think, of some of the G2 players, but it really was paved the way in terms of G2's success with these retakes. They were so damn good, as they always are when it comes to Lotus. Drilled in terms of the way that they choose to take it, the communications. We got a lovely little treat of the comm section where we got to hear about how they were communicating on one of their rounds as well. And it's pretty clear to me as well, Leaf, he was dead comming a lot, actually. Even though he died first, micromanaging a lot of the team, talking about where they should be pressured, what they should be watching. They are always so damn drilled when it comes to Lotus as a map.
Yeah, no, you can hear those comms, but it's just the way that they were just constantly with one another, right? And never really allowing themselves to go into a situation without at least some type of information, right?
Yeah.
So there's a real credit to the communication of G2. And I do also want to give a shout out to Sentinels too, man. Way to bring that one back, because that could have easily had been 12, 13-3 or something like that, you know?
Absolutely, I hard agree. I mean, if they didn't end up trolling their economy a little bit, trying to force that first pistol round loss, that could have been easily in their favor if the economy just wasn't that weak on the beginning of the first half as well. But G2, they managed to earn themselves a bit of respite. We are heading to split, but that is an unknown quantity, genuinely.
That's right.
For both of these teams, we don't know what to expect from them in stage 2 on split. It's going that way. I think we've got an inclination as to what G2 could be running. They're probably going to be running the Sentinel, to be honest. Probably running the solo duelist compositions. Sentinels, they have options as well, though, but that just, I think, adds a little bit more tension into this match as it reaches the essential peak of it.
Yeah, I really don't know what to expect here because we hadn't seen split from either of these teams. It's been a hot minute, so it's going to be fascinating what we end up getting. But of course, we want to know what the people think. So who do you think is going to win? Is it going to be G2? How about the Sentinels? Oh my goodness gracious, I think the people have spoken. Let's go ahead and jump into the action. Make some noise, Riot Games Arena. We're sending it back to the casters.
Welcome back to VCT Americas. I hope you're reaching out on your screens there. You could have caught something, but maybe not. The crowd getting away with some jet knives today as there were blade storms everywhere. But not in this series. Not in this series. A 1-1 for Sentinels versus G2 as we go from Breeze to Lotus. And all bangers end on Split.
You talk about blade storms. I feel like maybe it could happen here on Split because remember, you're looking at two teams right now trying to find a little bit of their footing going into this second stage, trying to qualify to champs. G2 trying to solidify from champs points at least for room to breathe, while Sentinels are just trying to make it deep into the playoff run, make it into the top two, and then hopefully here qualify the champs. But this is huge storylines that ends again in bangers where all these storylines are going to meet right here. High intense moment for a lot of these players, from coaches, from Ewok, from players of Jonah P.
And you got to think it's been a year since Tier 1 competition between these orgs, right? You might have like Red Bull and some other things in between, but since they were here in the VCT or Master Stage or somewhere, we're still getting this competition out of them, right? Yeah. SEN and G2 always craft that pedigree to attack at this prowess and be able to deliver a game like this. And right now, we're seeing a young Sentinels ramping up into a form that I think a lot of Sen City is happy with.
Yeah, the cool part about G2 is that despite the amount of roster changes that they've done since the guard days, switching maybe 1-2 players, you always had a core between, you know, between Valen, Trent, and also Jonah P in the past, but then switching out Jonah P, they're still able to win the Americas.
Absolutely.
And then for Sentinels, ever since the rebuild from 2024 Madrid, they haven't been finding successes outside of qualifying for Masters and Champs, but that's always not enough. This time they just want to win
we're on
trophies,
Split.
and
We're
they're hoping to
running
do it with
the
this team over
solo
Sentinels this time
waylay
around as
for
well.
Sentinels.
And so far, so good, man. They're making and challenging every top dogs that we currently have in the Americas.
Only
now
flashes
we
Sky.
get into the Agent Select, a map here on Split where both of these teams have not been finding the best of successes actually on this map. You know, both teams tried double duelists, maybe some Sages here and there, and maybe some even double dive with the Whaley and Neon, but it wasn't enough. And you're seeing here that both teams are focusing on a single duelist, different outlooks, but focusing a lot on stalls. And when it comes down to a Senti.
Yeah, big difference in the Sentis, right? Baby Bay's still going to be able to get online with those. But John Cutie did grab the op last map. We'll see. All kidding aside, we're still waiting for him to lock that in and figure out what this squad is going to be. But I am ready for this. Sentinels will be starting on defense, G2 on attack, so they kind of keep rolling with what they were going with here. I'm feeling that momentum.
And John Cuda was just floating here the time down on the pick of Cypher so that Ewok could really talk to the team. Josh RT doing the same thing as well. And for one more time in this series, we're going into a map split for Sentinels and G2. A big one coming up. Could be anybody's game right now going to this third map.
The crowd is ready. Competing
Winner.
champs, competing teams.
Both teams need this game.
A dynasty versus an entire city. What's going to happen? What's going to happen?
That's right, Riot Games Arena. Loud in the crowd today they are. Hot dog.
I saw it.
An important matchup here and a fun outlook as well. Going back to the tried and true and the comfort picks of G2, but also we haven't seen too much Chamber on Split recently this year. So I'm excited to see what type of strategy G2 is currently cooking this time around too, because they've been quite good on a Vice on this map. And Baby Bay has also been good as a Vice on this map. So it's not really in terms of comfort pick this time around, but now on strategy. So the Chamber is moving here towards the A ramp, trying to go for a pick on that spot as well, while Trent
Cypher is set up
information over on that B lean, pings
on
into
A.
the smoke, potentially seeing that Sentinels are maybe trying to take control of the garage aggressively.
You just have full info
As they
on A.
realize here, an old school camera from 2020 days. Spots the feet here of Joggimo moving into the site.
Info on the players.
Such a good camera. Few shots missed.
Taking ramp.
Take, and Baby Bay has to
Does he get damage? No damage.
So they're going to have a good bit of util to get back in here. Redux still has that paranoia. They can get down towards screen side as Baby Bay says, look me. Look at me. Oh, they looked.
They looked indeed.
They looked.
Cortezia's there as well.
The crouches.
No
His
confirmation on the
movement just is
kill.
so weird for Cortezia to get aim down on him, and he can't follow,
Jesus,
but it's gonna be the
man.
assistance
We're just
from Jerwin
focusing.
there to clean that up.
The good news is that they baited Trent, so Trent could go back for the backstab.
That's one. Flash, they're going to be staring at it. That's a hard one to
Jesus.
dodge. Trent quicker
There's
than
too much
anything.
focus on.
And John Cutie just taking the peppering right now from Giacomo down in sight. Wow, the way they're playing off each other here is just so clean.
Too much
so
focus.
solid
Too much tunnel
by
vision.
G2 to grab that pistol.
And you needed a big fight inside of that smoke. A mini gulag from the Omen smoke dropped into the front, sliced by a Viper Wall. And it's Baby Bay versus Jonah P. Baby Bay was able to take him down, which disrupted the retake for the side of Sentinels. Just that and the chaos of Cortesia whiffing a couple of shots here just wasted that clock down on that spike, taken away over on the A site, not given a chance for Sentinels to ever set up for the retake. Very nice stall here from the side of G2, coming out with confidence this time around, and another pistol on her side. It's a fast hit
gonna try
over on the
to
B site too.
Yeah, send aggressive.
Just trying to take A orb.
He was spawning for a bit as well.
No
but
one's gonna
he's
take
be able
orb.
to escape and not get punished by anything there.
It will be
No one's gonna
impressive
take orb.
if G2 can kind of clean up bonus, go through this, and Sen do find a way to stop that G2 with momentum. When they
No,
have
maybe they
momentum, it
just
just
get-
looks
didn't
like
give audio.
they are absolutely playing with their food here. The way they take it, the way that Leaf reads these
Good
lurks
pick.
and whatnot. Obviously, the death
Drop
ball
the
of Sen
ghost.
getting the better of that one. But yeah, it is to be seen here.
We don't really have
They
a.
bring momentum off of Lotus here on the split. A pistol round, and it should be a quick
Nope.
cleanup here for G2.
Just up against a
As they
Marshall.
all drop right into the waiting arms of G2 in sight.
Filler.
I say that.
Big
they
Molly.
get pushed around.
Oh, that would have been a huge
Nice
TP.
backpedal by G2 to play this safe.
All right, it'll still be around for G2 in the end, but that's some great damage.
Good damage.
What I like at least now for Sentinels in the outlook and maybe how they're approaching this
Some
map
more
for
orbs.
split and changing their comps a little bit here.
Yeah,
because they haven't really played it twice here during the stage one. They're switching out the Sage onto the Cypher. I think as you're trying to go for like the walls and stalls and really focusing more on trap kills this time around. I think this time with the slight buff that you have from the trap wires from the side of the Cypher, it really gives a chance here for John Cutie to anchor up better on the A site.
That's right. Nobody shoots the middle of your Cypher wire out, right?
Yeah, and on defense, with Jerwin going on to this Waylay, it gives him a chance to also, again, just like Sunset, to be off the leash and push down with the operator when they have enough money for it. Go for those hero plays.
Ooh. Rendezvous.
It takes
a little
space.
Too slow there as Jonah P is quick on that.
Oh.
Redux gives up a lot of HP for that peak, and
Yep.
G2 gonna force a push in there, and they're stopped by that Viper's bite. A really nice reaction here by Sentinels on the defensive side. Whether or not G2's kind of playing with them, they are right on the money with what they need to be doing.
Grouping up here would be kind of nice for the side of G2. They still have 2 flashes to work with, and they might try to pop through and isolate one of the angles. Meanwhile, though, you seem to rotate over from the heel to get Redux back to the top. They don't want to throw
They
any smokes or
reclear B
flashes
main.
to give themselves away.
Focus on
With the weapons
vents.
that they have, you're trying to close that gap with
Full
the stickers
reclear.
instead of trying to just get Jogmo
What a
rushing
nasty
in.
angle.
What a clean angle on the box from Cortesia.
Do they take spawn?
G2.
Yeah, Jonah P has to
thinking
watch.
It was safe in heaven. Now they just have to read Leaf. These are the times we were talking about before.
Jerwin is
They're
watching,
able
sort
to just
of.
find their way back and around, but it seems the read is there.
Oh, this is
The
huge right now for
timing.
Leaf to
The
get the
read
timing.
was there. Crazy stuff from Leaf. Floats right in to get a kill. Can't trade that, but it means the team is aware of where the kill
No
came
time.
from.
There's no time.
Makes a little bit of noise, and it's going to be just enough
Solid round.
to catch Trent off guard. Sentinels take the bonus.
You have to be
away
aware
from
of the
G2
gaps in
and
the
start their own little
defense.
run.
Another one of those moments where when Cortesia is needed, he's going to make it effective in terms of how he anchors. Not necessarily on the first pick when G2 are trying to contact play on top of the staircase, but that flick at the bottom of the double stack to get 2 kills when he's being encroached from spawn and top heaven. Look at this, 1 and 2 on the top there. Does his job, runs that clock down, and gives a freebie for Redux to take. Again, he is Mr. Consistent And it almost feels here that sometimes when you look at the history of Sentinels trying to build around a superstar player like Tens or a star duelist, now you have it in Cortezia as an anchored player.
So I was going to say, Sentinel's not in sight, but they're ready to fight down ramp through a bit of the smoke that was there. G2 lose 2 members here. Still have a paranoia to get back in, Jerwin to dash and cause chaos, and they're going to, again, have to worry about this guy creeping back around for the long flank.
And it's blinded for him too, so this is nice. This is why Valen went for the smoke at the top and fake TP'd in there, because he still has a flash to work with. Right now he can flash stall
The
or try to
vents.
force
There's
Dogmo to go
3.
for a fight towards that spawn. Ah, that's huge!
That's insane. Okay, but it happens this much, right? Sen have to be ready for it the next round, is the question. I don't know if Leaf can keep doing it. Somehow he does. Redux on a shot there, but just too much to take care of to get this defuse. A 4K for Leaf, a pit and 1 pip. And G2 give themselves some options moving forward.
And that's all they needed for the side of G2. Stall as much as you can once they realize here that Sentinels have not started to use the util to flood retake back towards that site. They decide to push forward to create a disruption, a diversion back towards screens in the spawn. And it still results in kills on the side of Jogamo, getting his first one of this game. And then Leaf for the easy quad kill in the end. And now the economy's broken for the side of Sentinels, and there's no trap play, no aggressive plays either.
We'll hop out. Why not? As the moment as he has a scope in his hands, he should be the first one peeking, and G2 loves to promote that. Nice find on where John QT is going to be playing this round. He actually stays right in the site, ready to use that stinger to full effect. Redux. Leaf will not have a timing this round. And now Sen might actually take it a little bit slower here. John's off, and he's in a fight on all his own. He's got to make this work a little bit.
Oh, stinger moment.
And the timing is there for G2 on their little aggressive push towards Sam.
Didn't disrupt enough time here for Sentinels to really start flooding back into the site. So this is looking pretty good for Jogamo and company of G2 to hold and get the plant down.
Spike planted.
You see there's a little bit of chaos this time around too, though. Despite it being 4-on-1, you have 2 players that are 1 pip away of getting an ult. Yet Valen goes for the full plant when he already had the from the shadows instead of giving it to Trent or Jogamo here for the next round. And all they want to do is secure rounds. What's most important for them is to reach 13 ASAP. Cortezia is able to pick up a rifle and to save it back into the next round. So pretty good in the end. You're seeing that also, the outlook of John Cutie placing his trip towards his B site, although playing it solo, is all being discarded by the simple dog here from Trent.
Yeah.
I think you might have to start playing the old school way as well, where you, on split, you started placing trips a little bit higher as well, so the dog actually goes under it.
Maybe a one-way delay, play some different trips. There's definitely a game to be played there in just messing with how G2 gets into the site.
Yeah, because if not, you're not getting any value for trap kills with the trap plays LS Scuba or Fireball ups on Summit, for example. They've been very proficient and good on. At the end of the day, you are playing a video game. That's always good times.
Hell yeah. They seem to be having a very good time here. 4-1 up for G2 as they start their attack side to split. Quite strong.
Yeah. Anti set up from Jerwin to take control of that spot right away after the flash spin thrown. G2 has a sixth sense and they decide not to press forward. And look at their full rotate that they're currently doing as well. From one flash going all the way back towards the spawn and re-walking here, because the call right now from both Leaf and Baby Bay is that they're not being pushed and pressed at all from that trip that was placed forward here from Baby Bay.
Yeah. And once they get into sight, they don't have to worry about ramp if that's going to be the play. They just have to break these trips. Good placement from Redux here to shoot down on top of that from heaven. And we'll see, does G2 choose the waterfall or go straight for the site? And easily straight for the site, right through the trips. Not too much of a problem. Wait, no, they do create a problem.
Oh my god.
G2 trade right back, knowing they can't move. Everybody looks up to start getting the trades and around the site. Smart, very smart little reset right in the middle of the play by G2 to make that happen.
And unfortunately, no value for Jerwin with the operator was trying to meet up with his team, but everybody's getting dropped too early. And despite here, John Cutie placing that camera on the top of the A heaven side, and Laz absolute Jupiter style. It still spawns the feet and the push coming in, but the reaction going on to it, just not enough. Nobody's playing towards that rafter to spray. There's no Viper Wall coming up to fight against that. So still it becomes an opening for G2 to always take inside the site and just win them, right? I feel they got to change a little bit here for Sentinels. And when I'm thinking about Cypher players who've been playing quite well on the A site was maybe like in the past 2025 or something like that. Benji Fishy with his spot too. Like those type of cages to play within sites could be very good around trips being placed up.
Shooting trips between kills over here. Leafs like, give me more to do. Ewok is gonna hit the button. And see what this call is coming in from the squad. I don't hate Jerwin's op. Jerwin is great with an op. But I feel like G2 are understanding how to just source that out and make sure they're at another site, which then on split, retaking with an op is really hard to do. All your angles become super close very quick. I don't know. Let's see if they can get away around these G2 starts to make that op work for Jerwin. One of the things I'm looking at.
Yeah, I think right now for G2, for the past openers that they're doing on their macro was some flash information over on the B garage side, and then the sometimes single, sometimes double lurk from both Leaf and Baby Bay on the A side. But what's important here is that they're focusing a lot on extremities, and then only going back into mid control into like the late round, into the mid round rather. They want to leverage a little bit of surprise attack here from Jerwin being let loose. Man, just walk down towards the towards the male, down towards middle. Recall back if you need to, but just try to find that early information for your team. Because right now with their comp as well, because they're only playing this passive information with the Cypher camera to allow G2 to really walk into the deep ends before they pop into sites. It doesn't give a chance really for Sentinels to react here quick enough to stall G2.
Well, there's pings back towards Jerwin here, so I guess this could be one of the tests. That orb gets thrown over from Leaf. The rest of the committal for the team. Dash out to safety. Oh, they find him. Giacomo still has a lock on the angle, even through the gate. John Cutie trying to fend off one of the cabbages, as it's going to be a setup for that post plant. So clean from G2. They knew to identify somebody in backside.
All right, they got Seekers and Flashes though for Sentinels. This could really help out for them to find information early. Especially after
the 4v3 retake, pretty unwinnable.
Now depleted for the side of G2.
Here it comes. Just about killed on the way into sight, but that gives him a bit of a
G2
read.
just mopped.
Really only puts him in the firing line of G2. Ortizia down in hell, identified by Baby Bay, and the rest of the team swings in to clean up the round. 6-1 for G2.
And what a good call here by Josh RT after the timeout. You're trying to set up in a way here that you play a little bit more passively again, but again, the idea or the name of the game here for Sentinels is to continue to stay passive. And they go for such a nice little set piece to put the TP all the way in the back of the B site here for Valen as they go for the dog. Didn't have to shoot or use util to really push Jerwin away from the line of the operator, which allows for them to have so much util in the post plant as well. So like I said, I'd like to see some more aggression coming out from Sentinels now. It's time to look desperate here for the defensive side of Sen City.
Lock on mid for Baby Bay. Leaf on the right side of the map, controlling anything that comes to him. 10-3 right now on the score line. And I don't think he's made too many mistakes this series at all. Towards mid is actually where Sentinels are going to have that heavy listing of players, so this could be a chance for them to get back with a few of these pistols, but Giacomo very quick to that shot as Jerwin just tries to get a peek out. And all that space is instantly taken. Another one for Jog as Jonah P goes.
Might be a 13-1.
Heal up, and they reset to do it again.
This just continues to be another one of those looks here where G2 are having a very strong start. You're hoping now that you might have a repeat from SEN to start clawing back here into the first half and make it a little bit more competitive. But this time, you're seeing a night and day performances on the attack side of G2. They don't need any type of clutch plays or any quad kills coming in from a certain player. The scaling in util and the way that they're finding all the information to play off each other has been perfect from beginning to the end.
10 seconds. Planted.
7-5 is still a scoreline SEN can work with, but it seems like a reach right now with the momentum G2 has. They'll grab this one. The low buy for SEN keeps them at bay. And G2 are just going to have so much money they can start taking chances. Baby Bay has the op with alt online. And they don't even need to worry about using that with purchases coming up soon. It definitely says a lot. G2 still has this much in the tank, going this deep in the map, not deep in the map pool, but 2 split after these maps, and still really have a fresh hit on each of these rounds. Still have strats to pull out against it.
Like a Jaw. He's 3 pips away, yet still wants to move in towards that spawn to deny here. Sentinels to save weapons. Cortesia at least picked up the Phantom, that's why he's not going into it, but he was trying to build up the ult points on his side for Jogamo, even if he's so far away, because they are flowing with money again for the side of G2. It's an easier rebuy. It's also a great way to continue to cycle ults into your favor on the attack side. There you go. Didn't expect that.
7-1. Vans, this has to be one of the answers, and they decide to go back for the operator. The light armor buy, regen for Jerwin, and they are going to put that op. Now it's at A. Was it B, round after round, and denied? They've switched it now.
It's been a while since I was able to say an at this spheres in the chat. G2 now at a 7-1 scoreline, and yeah, they are looking back into a surprise pop into the B line. But you also see that for G2, they're really trusting Baby Bay to scale up first here for the team. The dog actually spotted both of them right now too. I think the responsibility for Jogamo is trying to break that first, so that Dre could actually start moving forward and try to catch his opponent off guard. Oh no!
Yeah, that's a bit of that green light. It's a bit of go ahead and take it.
I was just about to say, because the dog saw them both, the smoke should have been easy here to just block that line, to not give a chance here for Baby Bay to take the line with the op. But yeah, he's the one that's able to spot feet, utilizes Redux's one way to his own advantage, and puts G2 at a player advantage, at least until now.
Punished a bit in that situation, but you're right, repaired by John QT. The shot missed. Jerwin corrected too much to the left as Jogamo just took him down. And all 4 flood the site. Looks like Leaf kind of wants to take a position different, but he only gets to hell for now, and that's going to be Cortesia's clear here, as they're going to have one from each entrance. He's almost ready for it, but Leaf on point.
That's contact on one with the flash from Trent into Heaven 2. John Q and Jonah P, that might be the instant save. Unfortunate there, because it becomes a waste of an ult there for John Cutie. As he throws that hat, it's a little bit too late. The first pip shows all of G2 already inside the A site and planting. What gave him a little bit of room to breathe and some hope was that because of those pings, you could start taking a little bit more space for the A retake attempt. But it's Cortesia trying to move in solo and win his own duel. And after losing that one, then you force yourself to go back into a safe scenario.
John gets the op. They move out. What does the weaponry look like across the board? Still get a few buys in. Use that shot again. Yeah, all you have to see is something break that line of sight. Easy body shot after that.
Yeah, thanks.
Awesome, great, perfect. And another one from Ewok. He wants a chat with the team, and really the biggest cap we've had in the series right now. G2 kind of flexing into that form that we expect them to at least hit at some point in a series. The entire team coming online. Leaf, a big proponent of this, and his lurks to start it off, but it just seems like another day now for G2.
Yeah, and the advantage too for G2 was after the first time out from Coach Ewok, it was shut down right away.
Yeah.
Remember that play from the Omen ult into the slide tackle of Jogamo to take down Jerwin? Who unfortunately, as much as we talk about the impact that he's had in terms of first blood versus first deaths in the last series that he's played, in the last 2 series that he's played actually against 100 Thieves and Loud, it's being shut down this time around too. On this map of Split. On this map of Split.
And G2, the little things, right? The catch on that smoke, being able to push up and catch a few of the timings on the players of Sentinels. Those aren't things we saw in the first 2 maps. That's why the first 2 maps were the way they were. So a little wear and tear here, I think, happening for Sentinels as we get to the 3rd map versus G2, as it's 8-1 on that scoreline now. And G2 really aren't changing up too many of their strats. They're leaving one on the extremities that's leave and executing with the rest.
There's the off for Jerwin, finally taking port towards middle, but he's not trying to move it down. So they're actually using more trips to take some late mid-round information, using it like a sage wall, where they could be permanent for the round, so they could focus more on anchoring on the extremities.
I need at least 3
this time around, though, because again, we have to underline how good the site execs has been for G2 throughout this whole half so far.
I think avoidance is a big key factor for them, not going towards where the power of Sentinels is right now. That's going to be Convergence path over on B, kind of figuring out where that op might be. They haven't heard it yet, so they're still playing very safe, because Jerwin has presented that op quite a few times. So they're going to play as a team up mid here to close the gap.
Kind of like how Baby Bay's playing around here on the A side. He's getting hit by the dog, the flash. So right now for Sentinels, they probably still think that there's players lurking towards the A site. And that's G2 to now pop into B. Remember the Convergence pass, though. It's about to come out.
Here it is. Slowed
and we're just gonna overheat, Redux.
Holding on for dear life right now. The spam from John QT.
Redux, we just need a round, dude.
And now this is the first time Sen's really gonna been scrambling.
Bunkering sight. Oh, just a widescreen, and they just crumble.
Leaf's gonna have the time to do that. And that's the shot on Jonah P that leaves Cortezia in a 1v2.
BBB just saved his teammate too. The jump across.
The timing, but he's gonna have Util out.
Oh, Cortezia saves the round.
A very
What's
much
up?
needed round for Sentinels.
Hyphen 101.
As they gather their second together.
You definitely saw there on the 2 versus 1 that G2 were still scrambling to find the right position, because they were afraid that they already gave the tell of where they're going to be positioned should they not move. Baby Bay stays on the top of the rafter. The other one's planting. That gives a chance for Cortezia to isolate fight. So you see Baby Bay trying to jump down to meet up with his teammate. And it just becomes so convoluted that Cortezia finds his timing.
That's how we did it. Come on.
That is exactly what they needed. 8-4 still a possibility here, Vans.
I mean, this was the first little scramble here that doesn't pay off for the side of G2. Again, comes down to the macro around it. You still have to give it to the edge over to the attack sides for now.
Sneaking up. Take down that trip. Hoping that they get Sen to kind of rotate around on their defense, but they've already planned for it. Heaven still covered. Rope still covered. Jerwin from A to B, and now Event Peak is the one that actually hits success and starts off on Jogamo for first blood. They're gonna keep moving him. It's the best thing for a sniper to do is move after you shoot, and he does to A ramp for a second kill on the round.
And because of that, Baby Bay could start walking up, realizing here that he doesn't have to face a duel against Jerwin with the op to op now. So he's the one that is gonna have to creep up and make a play. If he tucks in towards that back of that B line, he still could TP after a pick, but with the 2 teammates grouped up with him, they are committed to fight towards this B site.
Yeah, they hear that op and they know there's going to be a few more people surrounding it, so Sen will also surround this site. Quick drop from Cortezia into hell. Yeah, what a shot from Redux in the back of the site too, as he's dancing around to get another kill on it. On to Trent, as Sentinels pick up their 3rd here in the first half of Split.
Yeah, they might have found their answer right now to continue to post them being Sentinels to continue to pose Germ with the op towards middle.
Dude, those Ewok timeouts are crazy.
Yeah, finally getting some value out of it for sure. But that was a second timeout that he had to use in his half. He has nothing left here going into the second half as well. So going into the second half, the next break that you have in between the halves is going to be the most important one for Coach Ewok with the rest of Sentinels. And for Josh RT, I think it'll be similar as Lotus. He doesn't want to waste any of them going into the second half now. It'll also be a nice big conversation that Josh RT will have with his team when they switch over to the defensive side. This time, the call from Valen to use that dog to see if Jerwin's still going to be posted up with the operator again. And that already pushes him away.
But he can't take the same route, right? Baby Bay almost expects this route. Jogamo creating a little intensity here towards heaven.
Oh.
Yeah, they walk away from certain death on either side.
Sen get this round. It's
Possible.
possible.
From Sentinels, expecting that it's going to be a late hit back towards Vents, so that's why Jerwin's pulling back. Everybody's finding timing so far, though, in terms of the oppers.
Gosh, Baby Bay creeping in! And he takes down Cortezia. That was the protection. Now Jerwin has to turn around. It's a fantastic hit. Tries to get that hinder in as Jonah P stops the push from Baby Bay, and this short, he's got to sing for him. Does take one down. Jerwin's done his job for the round.
Seekers now after the TP. They know that there's 2 over on the A side.
Oh
Is this
my
a
God.
cancel call? Said they cut noise. They're going to try to cut the rotates back.
Leaf is just holding a shoulder peek right now before he can get into the site. Jonah at screens.
1v1, 2 away from pit.
With the 3K on the round, this looks like Sen will get the 4 that they're pushing for.
All right, so it's a safe plant. Leaf has no choice but to anchor up and turtle after the plant.
They hear him step. They know he's still in sight there. That paranoia was really to get him shook. And now they can just hit him with the util from both sides.
No. Jesus, man.
Get down an easy defuse, and Sentinels give themselves a little bit of breathing room for the second half.
Yeah, big quad kill there for Jonah P to build the confidence going into the second half. When you asked me that this is actually doable for them to make it 8-4 when it was 8-2, I was going to say probably not, because G2 were looking clean. But after that, this change here from the timeout from Jordan getting value with the operator changes things as we move into the second half. Sentinels still has some fight in them.
Don't go anywhere. The conclusion to this series right after this break.
Obviously, they need pistol. And they're back.
Welcome back to VCT Americas and the conclusion of this series. G2 versus Sentinels going the distance here on split. G2 really coming out firing in the beginning of that first half. But Sentinels, when Ewok gets in their ear, it seems to just spark something. They find a few back, and they got it at the right time to start the second half with 4 rounds.
Yeah, Sentinels were definitely able to fire back towards the tail end of that first half. And where it gets important here, where it would actually spark not only the momentum of Sentinels, but also to activate the fans here in the Riot Games Arena, is a piss around for the side of the Sentinel squad. On the attack side, all 5 of them looking to explode here into B.
G2 has had the pistol prowess. You see it in their pistol round win rate, but it's also been in this series. Oh, wow. They are mobile this round.
G2, that is, yeah, for sure.
pushing down mid, trying to get past this wall, using it for a little bit of cover so they can get
Oh,
even closer
Cortezia
and spring the surprise on Cortezia.
is in a bad position.
not
Even if someone is mid, someone's going to see his shoulder
There
first.
should be a call from John Cutie to flip. There you go. Two of them pushing back towards that spawn. And that smoke is going to make things a little bit more difficult for G2 to retake. Thankfully, though, Trent still has 2 flashes to work
Redux, if you die for
with. They
free,
can flood back through this smoke.
Oh. Jerwin not
they
expecting
need
that
that
turn, but he
kill.
can't get the shot on that many coming around the corner. And it is in
Okay,
Heaven, a fight
Redux
between
has
Leaf
Heaven
and
control.
Redux, and Redux gets the
Has a
better of
dink.
it. What a shot from
Okay,
John Cutie. They're playing
2v2.
it so
Play your
patient,
lives.
knowing
Flashing
there's so many rounds
5.
of G2 coming in. They're letting him just walk in
Oh! Oh, Jonah P.
himself. And a right click is all he needs to take the pistol round for Sentinels.
The Professor again, a quad kill to end the half, and now a double tap to be able to win the pistol here for Sentinels. A big clutch coming out from him, a big trade on another 2 versus 2 for Sentinels, where G2 seemed like they had the full protocols of flanking 4 players back down towards that ramen and scale back towards spawn, already knowing that Sentinels are going to flip towards that back of the site. It comes down to the last 2 players with the final stand in the back of that B site to close that pistol for Sentinels.
We definitely have a third map now. This should be another round here. If everything goes right for Sen, stingers around. They're not even trying to play it different. No, long-range bulldogs are going to be behind each other with these stingers and just try to clear out G2 for a round and get to that bonus.
Sentinels for the last 2 rounds are basically playing this as if they're playing double duelist.
Right.
A flash, get Journal right in, try to get that space. If it comes down to some aggression here, some hold back from G2, we're trying to slide
they
into
might.
this B site.
John QT might have just saved.
And there's a kill from Redux. This should be Sentinels closing in on
Oh, it's a 1v1 with Leaf.
and there's the shot.
Go grab a gun, go grab a gun.
A safe pair of hands for Sentinels to start the second half.
But it was a big pistol round for G2 on the eco. Barely investing anything into that one. Came down to a 1v1, but the tuck corner of Jonah P was good enough to save another round here for the Sentinel squad. Look at those classic shots. Woo! The flick back on that second one from Leaf was kind of clean.
And this round becomes even bigger, fans. The bonus.
Yep.
The Sentinels bonus would really turn the series on its
Everybody buys up. Oh, big spam. No kill.
Start. That will probably force Leaf to fall back and look for a heal. You are seeing Trent and Leaf trying to coordinate and discuss
Big
how
kill.
to do this, but as they do so, and they have
Oh, Cortezia gets cleared.
a drop smoke maybe to peek at the same time. Leaf decides to, or Valen, sorry, decides to play this a little bit more passively and safely.
Now G2 get all the calls right now from Baby Bay over to the A side, so they can lean here towards Heaven, prepare to help each other out. And they're just going to go ahead and dog to make sure there's nothing else happening. They might disperse after this and start to re-clear a little bit more back towards their side.
Jordan is in a great spot with the rest of the team for Sentinels, though.
Yeah.
After the multi-frags and the clutches that he's had, already has Seekers up, so they could definitely group up here. Be an A-side finish. Only Baby Bay watching here with a pixel angle.
Rendezvous ready, but it puts him in sight, so he needs help from Heaven right after this.
30 seconds left.
It's actually going to be a quick one. He takes out the Seekers, and he does get that help from Leaf right away. What a shot over the smoke. Looks for another one, and they detect that it's going to happen, but it's the low shot from Trent that steals their vision away. It's just too clean. They're allowing Sentinels to walk into their death. There's too many angles to look at and too little time to do it. Another round here for G2. They steal the bonus away from Sentinels.
John Cutie even going to save his rifle in the next round.
Yep.
It's important here because remember the amount of damage that they've done in their eco round here for G2. There's not too much money for Sentinels to work with. What was even nice as well for Baby Bay was breaking all the 3 Seekers instantly. It doesn't allow here for Sentinels to really know and follow behind the Seekers is what's behind Baby Bay. And soon enough, they spot here. Leaf at the top of the rafters to get a pick. G2 now at 9. Outlaw as well. Again, think about the damage that was done for G2 since the pistol round and the eco that they had.
He's blind.
Trying to read this play. Still a kill comes through with that fast flash. And
They
that's a
dropped the
trade.
gun.
I say that is really good for Sentinels here with the lower buy.
G2 gets an,
Takes out
or
Jonah P
Leaf
and
gets
just makes it
another
hurt
one.
that much more.
That's it. With that eco, with the rifle that they say that's the only best weapon that they carry into this round. They've already lost here on the top of the ramp, so it's 2 pistols and a stinger in the post plant.
They try to escape too much on this. And all the Sentinels is playing it safe too. Oh, sorry, G2 on the way back in on ramp. Baby steps. Everybody's got a rope tied to each other apparently on this, and it's honestly the smart way to play.
Oh, how is he not good too?
Sure to taking this series away and keeping the ride set. And that's going to be a 10th round for them. They
Whoa. Sorry, I gotta switch this.
on a top 2 position.
Yeah, that story would have been definitely different at that flower pot position from John Cutie should he have kept that Phantom that he saved. Said wanted to give it to Jerwin. Saved. Said wanted to give it to Jerwin so they could try to open up. I mean, it worked out. It was such a nice flash. Actually, Redux, sorry, to TP up after the flash to try to get a pick. But they didn't expect 2 players from G2 to be up there.
Oh my god. How am I hitting 181 taps? Yeah, I'll get.
Because
you know it's not good if he's surprising himself. That you don't want to be in the end of that 21-8.
He's always in that discussion of being one of the best players that we currently have here in the world.
Yeah.
Currently now at 21 kills. Just being a humble player. Very mature of him.
Very mature. Another dog out towards mid. That happened a lot later in the round here for G2, so they aren't pushed up with Baby Bay getting the information. It's going to take a little bit more util. But Sen is also taking quite a bit of time to commit on these rounds.
This is really cool, too, how they're setting up the defensive line for G2. We'll talk about it in a sec, though, because Sentinels are trying to explode out here. A countermeasure from G2 to fight back towards Mail.
Jerwin's timing. Oh, what a turnaround. Knowing there's going to be a fight on both fronts there immediately. That's going to be a Seekers. G2 is actually at kind of a loss here for where some of the members might be. Those Seekers are taken out very quick. And it looks like it's going to be
a B split.
Moving quick here. There's the dash coming in from Jerwin. Baby Bay and Valen.
Bam, no spam, reload. How is Valen still alive?
It gives a moment of pause in the site, but yeah. There's going to be SEN members everywhere now swarming the site, trying to get straight to Joey P for another one. The plant goes down.
We're not confirming kills. We're not confirming kills. Why? All right.
Fire shots all in favor of the Sentinels. It works out in the end. The patience to just wait for 14 seconds for the smoke to dissipate, forcing Valen outside of his smoke, and for Sentinels to just punish every single one of these angles right after. Didn't really give a chance for G2 to set up their defense. I was mentioning what was good from G2 at the beginning, though, was this slicing the Viper Wall down towards mid, throwing the one-ways towards Ramen as well. You're forcing so much early util, especially the dog from Jonah P.
Yeah.
So deep down that line that you don't get enough information on the top of B site, which then gives a chance for the trip set up by the chamber to get the second wave information for the team. Unfortunately, as they tried to encroach and fight back here towards the mid, to encroach and trap Sentinels, G2 got shut down.
Speaking of Jonah P, a bit quiet for the first few games, mostly on the assist line, but he is trying to lead the charge here in the 3rd map versus old team. Doing so from that sky position. We're at the team on the left side of the map right now, and it does look like they have an idea to end towards that right side if no quick kills come through on the way over.
Yeah, Jonah P currently top of the scoreboard for the team, 13, 11, and 7. Keep trying to slice this around, but at the same time, though, this might be a pop flash through as soon as the wall's about to come down to just counteract against the wall from G2. Instead, it's a surprise play. 3 of them lined up here as the Viper.
If Sen loses this round, then they lose them. They lose the map.
Now they got to look towards Vent. Nice smoke to give themselves some cover. Jerwin was really good at taking this space last time. Oh,
Big
and
entry.
he is again. Straight shot takes out
Nice.
Trey. John Cutie was
Pinch.
already on the other front to make it happen from B main.
How does
Really
Baby
nice
Bay
drop
get
into
one?
the site, but Baby Bay does get a fadeaway there.
Oh my god, and you give him guns.
Down Cortezia with the stinger.
And he's still healthy.
Very upgrades, but the
Shuts down the ults. They're low. They might line up. Redux needed that kill.
Entering Baby Bay, gonna be a bit of a
Baby Bay
distraction
so
here, so
low.
get the shot on his life with
Guys,
USB
we're
given up.
gonna
Jarman's
line
gonna be able to clean up the
up.
next one. Sentinels are within 2 now.
The ping pongs and the jiggles are quite nice here for the side of Sentinels. And I think we might see a similar story from that map of Lotus, where you're starting to see Sentinels really trying to find some real fight in the second half. Josh RT might need to call the timeout here to try to figure out ways to stop this mid to B split that seems to be consistent for the side of Sentinels and also getting good value so far. You might have to leave it for one more round, because this is a round that G2 has money to work with a duel de force for Baby Bay.
You want to play?
Locking that down towards that B line. And speaking of B lining, it's Jerwin trying to walk up, but he gets that space for the rest of Sentinels to take.
A little bit of an eye and a flash to keep him safe on the refract. And they get over towards B. They have good timing here if this smoke goes off. But actually all of G2 tries to get in an anchor position on the site. Convergence path rings out, and that's going to be tough for Jogamo to get any ground to stand on.
Nobody's watching New Box. Timing peek out of Valen.
Here at 29 HP, a nice paranoia to get Baby Bay in from the right side on an angle, and that counts for 1.
Redux gets 3. And we're just peeking.
G2 making a case for this retake here for the 11th round, and pressure on to Sen. Baby Bay versus John QT. It's going to be the trade.
Wow.
Hasn't missed a 1v1.
Sen are just giving him peeks.
Quite a few series.
I don't understand.
That's the defuse in an 11th round for G2.
Big op kills at the beginning as well, and clutching around on a 1v1 against who other than John Cutie. I was looking at that match, I was like, this should favor John Cutie by a higher margin. But Baby Bay stays stoic in that one, wins that fight. Nice headshot towards the end.
Let's go, Dre! Let's go, baby! Come on!
You can't say it's an op crutch. It's definitely not an op crutch.
Especially with the rifling that he did on Lotus against Crew
Yeah.
to get that 31 bomb. That was all some rifling from Baby Bay.
See, it's not an op crutch. All right, we get back into the round. He's forced off his line, but still backpedals to safety to get
It's
another
just gonna
one
be
from screens. And this
a
little
hit.
bit of heaven control here for Sentinels.
No other info anywhere else. It's an easy read.
Though, despite Baby Bay winning the 1v1, they don't have the best of money to work with. So Util is hoping to be the name of the game for G2, and it works.
Another rope kill in the series for Leaf. Always pulling out all the stops to make sure they get the W. Spike being retrieved now, this has to be an audible call, and they rethink the situation on the side of Sentinels.
And it's tough for them to reset back into a different spot around the map, especially that they lost Jonah P. No flashes, no dogs. It has to come down to hoping to make G2 force an error to re-clear up towards heaven and punish them. And here it starts.
Spike drop.
Yeah.
From the shadows. Into the site.
Wow. The call to do this.
Oh, they get it. Wait, that's all they wanted. If you get it, maybe die. But this is crazy here from Sentinels. Even on a low buy. No, that's exactly what you don't need to happen. A quick kill from Cortezia, though. There's still a chance to repair this, but there's a lot of numbers out there aiming up through the window, and it's a framed Cortezia. It's a dead Cortezia. And that's the defuse coming in for G2. That was overcooked.
How were they able to get those picks there for G2 when they had bandits for 3 players inside the A site? When I saw Leaf die inside vents with that Phantom, I thought it was a done deal. That Sentinels was going to be able to hold that angle from the top of heaven. Yet somehow, the Booty Bandits out for G2 are able to secure all of these kills. Last one being the off shot of Baby Bay. And you now have map and series point for G2 with 4 chances to close that out.
on a round they never should have got. I mean, there was an op in there, but like you said, bandits around in the long range of A is where they are not favored against rifles. But G2 make it happen. They always seem to make it happen in the final hour. The pressure now fully on Sentinels.
G2 asserting their dominance from that round with a lower buy, still wanting to show that they are the best team that we currently have in the Americas. That the changes that they had, that the identities that they've been trying to solve here for the last couple of weeks in this stage 1, that they found the solution, that they're back on track to be the team here to win potentially another stage. Undefeated in the Americas since 2025.
And against a team, like we said, they haven't in Tier 1 competition played in a year. So to come out not knowing what they were going to see, not knowing what Ewok would bring, as it's his first game against Josh RT. A real battle of the minds across the board, in and out of the game here is a possible final push for Sentinels. They look to keep this series alive with a B heaven push. This is a rinse from before. John Cutie was the one in Baby Bay's position to assist in the strategy. And they haven't been able to take that space just yet. He kills Cortezia. They take down Redux. Jonah P falls.
Yep.
It's John Cutie.
GG.
And Trent finds that shot. G2 Esports look to the crowd. And the noise is theirs as they gain the W over Sentinels.
Another matchup between G2 and Sentinels where G2 will take the best of them. To bring out a coach here from the Pacific to rebuild around Sentinels. This time around, still not enough to topple down their rivals of G2. But G2 are looking quite good now. The confidence for them to build here into the second stage after this W against Sentinels. They mentioned it at the desk before we went into this game. It wasn't a confirmed done deal that they could make it into the top 2, but they're sure as hell very close to making it a deal. Sentinels, they mentioned for them to build here into the second stage after this W against Sentinels. They mentioned it at the desk before we went into this game. It wasn't a confirmed done deal that they could make it into the top 2, but they're sure as hell very close to making it with the strength of schedule that they have for the rest of the stage to skip the play-ins for G2. That's it with that they could make it into the top before we went into this game. Stage after this W against Sentinels. They mentioned it at the desk before we went into this game. It wasn't a confirmed done deal that they could make.
But yeah, went through some things. To his credit, to what you mentioned a lot, is those timeouts weren't called. It was up to the team. It was up to the players. G2 was able to keep that in game between Valen and the squad and figure it out on their own. And I think maybe Josh is wanting that for as well, a growth point.
Definitely speaks a lot into the trust that Josh RT has into the system that he's built and also into the calls of Valen. That's the reason why they've been together for such a long time, since the guard until now. Why a coach like Josh RT is also re-signed for 2 years, because he knows the system that he's built is already ingrained through his players, that he doesn't need to sound the alarm every single time you see a comeback here from any of these opponents. So it's nice to see also the preparation that he brought, that Coach Shaq, as the assistant coach, also brought here for G2 to be ready in this matchup against Sentinels today.
And Sentinels, to put up a game like this against G2, in a form where they are ramping up, right? Figuring out a lot of what they have. We talked about how even winning without John Cutie in the beginning is amazing for the younger players to understand the core of the team is solid, and then the veterans to know that they're doing the right job if John's not there. So really good play all around. G2 grabbed that win. So we're going to talk to one of the players. Let's send it down to the stage for the Verizon post-match interview with Valen.
Thank you so much, Rivington and Vansili. And yes, I have the IGL who was put to the test today. Usually split is Sentinels land, but you took it, Valen. I mean, we're going to be adults. We're going to address the elephant in the room, if you will. You played against your former teammates, whom you called your brother, Jonah P. Talk to me about that.
I think for both teams, it was like a high-pressure game. Both teams wanted to win. But at the end of the day, when you put competition aside, I think as human beings, we're all here to compete and try to play. I'm sorry for Jonah for how the year started for him, but I'm glad that he found a Sen City that cheers really hard for him. So, I still love him. There's no bad blood between me and him. And I'm glad that, we had this match. I think it was a really fun match. But, yeah, it was awesome.
And so we've addressed it. We're moving on, everyone. I mean, you just said this was fun, but you just came over to me and you're like the adrenaline man.
Yeah.
But because how did it feel to call against John Cutie? Because it just seemed like it was a battle between you back and forth.
I think they're a great team. I think they have a lot of protocols on how they play. John QT's a great IGL. I mean, I've been battling against this guy for like almost 3-4 years now. So I think he knows how I play. I know how he plays. It's always a chess match. But it was insane. My team had me. And I'm just so happy that we made playoffs too. So I think, actually, I don't know.
We're running the numbers still.
We're still running the numbers, but I don't think some teams are doing it. So it should be us.
I mean, when you think about it, like, is this kind of the hardest test you've been given thus far in stage 2?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, I would say that in 100 Thieves. Sentinels has been on the come up. 100 Thieves has been playing tremendous these last couple months. We've been a bit on the downhill, but we're trying to climb back up. I think this was a good win to kind of get that going. You know, the stands are kind of empty, but I just wanted to thank the fans too, because even if you're against me or for them, you know, I don't care. This was an amazing match. So I look forward to this every single time I play Sentinels. Thank you guys for coming out.
Oh, I think I saw lots of people in chat who were rooting for you and expecting for you to win. And you know what, no matter what happens, we all know you're a class act. I want to talk about, you know, kind of the form, because you said you were on the downturn.
Yeah.
I'm going to fight you on that, because I think you're getting better and better every single time, Valen.
Yeah.
Like today was wonderful from you.
Yeah.
So in your personal estimation, how do I would ask you to kind of re-estimate that, talking about kind of this upcoming, this you know, leveling up that we see you doing, because you've talked, everyone on your team has talked about, we're putting in the work. I asked Trent, he said putting in the work. Talk to me about that upturn.
So I think the whole year we've been putting in a lot of effort to try to play comps that other teams are playing, because it's like best in meta, Neon Phoenix, just Neon in general. That's why you saw Andre playing like Duelist, but it's not really for us. I think we kind of found our own approach, and because we found it and we're getting comfortable every day with each other on it, we're just gonna become better and better, and hopefully with the comfort of each player on their favorite agents, like it'll translate into internationals too, and it translate in the most high pressure games.
Well, thank you so much, Valen. We
Thank
have
you
match
guys.
point.
Appreciate
Thank you guys.
y'all.
Here is match point with Jogamo and Baby Bay.
Can I just make it 1-1?
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Match Point. And you already know what's going on. It's the end of the show, end of the week. So what we're going to do? Good old-fashioned.
Man, I just saw too many mistakes
So
from
we got
Sen.
Jogamo. We have Baby Bay, and we're about to throw down. It's super simple. They got their cowboy hats on. They're feeling. Oh, look at this. Look at the.
I'm ready, bro.
Look at the screen. Look at the screen, Jay. Give me your good like mean mug. Give me a good mean mug. There you go. Yeah. Nice. Well done. Well done. All right, Jogamo. It's your turn now.
Ooh.
Oh. Oh. They don't know. They don't know. They don't know. Okay. All right, today we're gonna do an old-fashioned showdown. It's a Neo Frontier 1v1. So we're gonna do 10 paces. They're gonna turn around and they're gonna shoot the crap out of each other. All right, so let's go ahead and show the game. Don't show my ugly mug. And let's see what we have here. All right, let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shoot!
No, man!
Hey!
He's cheating!
Jogamo wins! Congratulations. You're the fastest cowboy in the West. How does it feel?
I'm fast.
All right. That's been it for the stream. Appreciate everybody that watched. GG's. I think I might come back and do a VOD review of Nongshim's game. Still thinking about it, but for now, GG's. Appreciate everybody that watched. See you in the next one.